So making some change. So Christina King comes out of the game. Checking in the 22 for the Mountaineers. So they've got another player out onto the court. So a big role here with Christina King out of the match as well, Steve.
Yeah, it just does give the Logan that size advantage inside. Michaela Raff, she's going to be a handful for Kimberly Wilson. So she'll be looking to step up, especially defensively.
So let's see what Logan can do. So Toowoomba got a little bit of a mini run there to get this one back to 19-12. A little rolling hook there. They get the board inside.
Nobody on the defensive rebounding there as well. So
Raouf picks up the points there for the visitors. So you see Anita Brown again working across that screen from the top. So Demi Skinner looks at a three, picks up across to Dickerson. So kick back inside, Anita Brown out in the 45.
Shot clock ticking down. Nice little pull-up J there from Anita Brown, though.
Anita Brown, she's on a roll. So 7 points for her now. The one thing for Anita Brown guarding here, the way she has to work very, very hard defensively as well. So that's something that's going to test her fitness. She plays a lot of minutes for the Mountaineers. And look, she uses a lot of energy, obviously, defensively as well as what she does with the ball offensively. So that's a key matchup for her, and she's definitely going to test what fitness she's got under the bonnet here tonight, I can assure you.
Yeah, no doubt she would have worked hard there on the week off, but coming in, I think we're in the 4th or 5th round of the competition this week. You're going to start to get that match fitness under your belt, so hopefully she'll be able to run out a strong 40 minutes.
Yeah, strong start for her though. So as Logan hoist up another three, a rebound comes away. Despedica's running. Anita Brown, as we talked about, gets us up the court. She's out the top, so here we'll see what they look to run now to Toowoomba. So Demi Skinner at the top, she's got a screen coming across her, uses that, steps back behind it.
Deep three, good hands there, and the rebound from Anita Brown.
Yeah, great play there from her, so fantastic to see the hustle play there as well from Anita Brown, so she earns a side. Another 14 seconds and possession on the shot clock here. So they go into Anita Brown. Comes up, that one just rims out. And we'll see Logan. Brings back down the other end of the floor. Out to the corner here as they move the ball nicely around.
Sweet looking jump shot there from
absolutely Taya. She's been lethal so far tonight, so 8 points for her.
Some elevation on that jump. Not a lot of that seen, especially in the women's league, from that distance as well, being able to elevate over the defender. And
so Logan attempting to push the ball up the court there, but Demi Skinner back and able to foil that play. Anita Brown gets into that zone where, look, she's very, very comfortable. Once she gets just inside that keyway, she's got a pretty high percentage of being able to knock down that little pull-up jump shot.
It's a great option too from Anita. Instead of trying to push it in, attack the defender and shoot under pressure, she pulls up, gets that open jump shot, and she's converting at a great percentage there tonight on those looks.
So here she goes again, getting things set for Toowoomba. She pushes the ball up the floor, kicks out to Demi Skinner, who steps around one player, puts one up. That one's hard off the back. Now Logan with under a minute to go, or almost a minute to go, a bit over a minute to go here in the first. 24 plays 16 at the moment here. Thanks to BK Hire, our live stream sponsor. Wherever you may be watching the game tonight, the Logan Thunder up against the Toowoomba Mountaineers. The men's game coming up next. As Logan back to the line. Toowoomba also in team fouls here, so we'll see Coach Cabe here looks to be bringing Christina King back into the lineup. So Christina King only a very short stint on the sidelines. I don't expect her to spend too much time on the sidelines tonight. She's going to have to play big minutes again for Toowoomba, particularly as you've mentioned what we've seen, that size battle inside. She's been the one for Toowoomba to be able to do that work inside.
Yeah, she's probably the one that's going to have the foot speed to be able to match and try and slow down Ralph.
So 26-16, a minute to go here in the opening quarter of our QBL match. So we get the men's match coming up at 8 o'clock. So following this one, so we'll have both of them here for you live. Thanks to USQ, our live stream series sponsor, BK Hire, our game sponsor here tonight. Anita Brown from the top of the key gets slices through, drops another 2 for Toowoomba. 11 first quarter points. She's got 11 of Toowoomba's 18. As Ben Gilson, the real MVP, drops in.
Ooh, little snack platter here on the broadcast box.
You get looked after here.
Mate, treated like kings.
So here's Toowoomba here. Will have almost the last possession, or they can if they like to. We're almost a few seconds out, just between shot clock, game clock. Big no surprises here. Anita Brown's got the ball, and she'll try and get the last shot of the quarter. Gets into the lane.
Great finish there. Even though Logan are playing that, not respecting the screener on there, they're sending the big back into the middle of the keyway, but she's still good enough to get around there and get that wide open layup, really.
So soft foul there. So, but it'll be 2 shots, so I would have thought. So they'll get a couple of freebies to finish this off here. Probably not the foul coach Cabe Ciccolini would wanted to see from his team. But anyway, they might get away with it here. The first one missing, barely grazing the rim.
Nefertali, not the greatest record from the free throw line this year, shooting at 42%. Short on the iron on that one as well.
So that takes us down to the first quarter, 26 plays, 20. And look, the story here, Anita Brown, 13 points, Steve, 1 assist. So she's got 13 of her team's 20. The 2 point guards have both been very, very dominant in what they've done out here today. They've played a key role for the teams. What did you make of the first quarter? Toowoomba, would you be happy going into it down just 6?
Definitely. If you didn't weren't watching the scoreboard, you would have thought Logan may have been had a more of a spread on this lead early on. They probably have been the dominant team. They've been getting their good looks, their options. But for Toowoomba to hang tough, Anita Brown's been fantastic this first quarter to keep them in a 6-point game. Like Kay, we're very happy. There's lots of things they can improve on the offensive end, also the defensive end, trying to shut down those the good looks, the easy looks that Logan are generating, mainly through Michaela Can and Michaela Ralph.
So we'll see what the second quarter does bring, but I think I agree with you. Toowoomba, as coach, you'd be happy to be going in down 6, so they trailed at times by 10. But Anita Brown has shown her class. We've seen her week in, week out. She keeps doing it. 13 on the board already. And as you said, the way she's done it with pull-up jumpers. She's done it by being able to get all the way to the basket. She's been able to really dominate play here for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, as we see, 7 of 10 too in the first quarter, so that's fantastic fantastic percentage that she's shooting, taking the good shots as well. So
as we see the Logan Thunder men roll in, so they'll play the game later tonight. So they've got the second game here, so we will have that as a part of our live stream here as well. Thanks to BK Hire, they are our live stream game sponsor. USQ, our live stream series sponsor. Men's game should be another pretty entertaining one, Steve. As I said, as we'll see the Logan Thunder team roll into the stadium, so they've got a couple of pretty handy players. We saw from one seeder to another. We saw a seeder come into town a few weeks ago from Mackay, play quite well, and we've got another seeder that'll be in action for the men tonight.
Yeah, we do. We get the double, the family double here in 2 weeks. So no, interesting game. The boys are pretty rugged up. They got the hoodies on, the hands in pockets. So might be a bit chilly coming up the hill for these Brisbaneites.
We're into the second quarter here. So Logan from the outside. Christina King gets the rebound off and running. Tracy Twidale's out to the edge, so she gets an open look at one there. One's short. So here we'll have Logan getting back down into their sets. So the Thunder holding a 26-20 lead They've been pretty happy to hoist them from the outside to start matches. So we see a bit of pressure up the court and have to get the ball up here. So Anita Brown, it gets into her hands. Pretty safe hands for Toowoomba to have them in as well. But they're down to 11 seconds here on the shot clock. We'll see what they can come up with here. Anita Brown, so they come for a set of screen for her. She's on as triple team, kicks it out to Demi. That one just ribs out. Christina King inside.
Wheeling and dealing.
And there's Anita Brown, who earns her side another opportunity. She's really doing it all at the moment for her team. Great steal there from Christina King. I heard on the semi-pros weeks ago that she can dunk.
Mate, I was just about to get out of my seat and jump on the table here. I thought she was going to throw that one down. But yeah, that's the rumour is. So 6'3", can get up, can dunk it, can flush it.
But that was great defence, and then she able to turn into an easy bucket for her team, which is always something that lifts your teammates. So a great play from her there to get an easy 2 off the back of a one-on-one steal. Now Anita Brown, that's things moving for Toowoomba. Goes baseline, takes the bump there, probably looking for the foul, but no love from the officials. So Logan back down at the other end of the court here now. It's pretty up and down action at the moment from both teams, but in particular for Logan to move the ball very, very well. So we'll see what they can come up with here. They love that spot. They've taken
from Nefertali.
They've taken 3 shots from really the same spot to start the quarter. None of them are going down, so maybe Toowoomba will be happy to keep letting that happen. So Tracy Twido now with the ball here gets a screen. Gets to the basket, running out of room there down on the baseline. Into Christina King, shapes up, gets into the lane. Nice little hook shot there.
Little underarm scoop. Roll. She does go to that fairly often. Beating down the court in transition there, the Mountaineers. And Lanana, that to be her 3rd foul, so I think we'll see her vacate the court.
So we see a couple of new faces onto the court now for the Mountaineers as Coach Cabe Ciccolini rings in the changes.
She stays on the court there, so with the 3 fouls, she'll be looking for her to play a bit smarter on the defensive end, as she knows she does get out of the game. So
just went the long way.
Yes.
Free throw rolls out. But again, Christina King has started this quarter very strong with a couple of buckets here as well. So to have her rolling in her position and to have Anita Brown on the outside, it does provide that it does make the opposition think, doesn't it, Steve, then when it's not all just coming from that one angle.
Yeah, good aggression from Christina King, not settling for the jump shots, as I thought she was just about to throw up a jump shot on cue. But being aggressive, trying to get to the rim and finish at the rim. Bump on the body there, just didn't have position.
Pretty much identical play to what Anita Brown went to before. Didn't get the whistle, but she's got it this time around. So on the floor though, so no free throws here. So we see coming in for the Mountaineers in 21, Crystal Watson. So someone who's played a lot of years with the Mountaineers, back into the team this year as well, Steve.
Yeah, got that veteran experience, played a lot of games with the Mountaineers, and this one's at Cabe will be looking for a bit of leadership from her to be able to guide these younger girls coming through.
So we'll see Toowoomba here, 24-26, so 3 minutes has almost surpassed here in this second quarter. Logan yet to find the bottom of the bucket, something that they didn't have any dramas with in the first quarter. So you see Anita Brown on the outside here. Kicks across to Tracy Twidell, so screen coming in with Christina King. So Anita Brown gets into the lane. Another nice little runner there for another 2. She's up to 15 for the night.
Different show there from Logan, slipping into a 2-3 zone. I think that's trying to combat the penetration of Anita Brown, but she's still able to find the seams, bust the seams there, and get a nice look.
But that change in defence, Steve, will Toowoomba have to change what they've been doing, or do you think that they can still find success like they did then with what they're running at the moment? Yeah,
well, it's going to sort of negate those on-ball screens. Effectively just a switch on those on-balls now with the zone. So they're going to have to move off the ball. They're going to have to look like Anita's been doing, penetrating into the seams of the zone, so that the space of the zone, and being able to find and distribute from there to get good looks, get good shots. There's a bit of effort there from Ralph to get that one the extra journey from long. Sort of a little heel clicker or something. She
Really had a little scoring drought here in the second. Logan Toowoomba really needs to take advantage of that. Anita Brown looking to push the tempo, gets the ball up the floor. So calling in for that on ball. So steps across it back to Christina King from long range. That one had an interesting rotation on
a bit
it.
of a knuckleball out of the...
Drops the 2. Timeout called on the floor. Toowoomba to talk things over. 30 plays 26. What adjustments have you seen in the second so far, Steve?
I think it's just seen a lot more of what worked for them. So Anita Brown being aggressive. I'd say now Cave's going to have to look at something to address the change of defence that Logan have thrown at them. He'll be wanting to get... I think Demi Skinner might be someone we'll see looking to get into those spots for shots. And they're going to need everybody to be a threat when they get the ball, and even off the ball too. So you've got to get the areas. If you get that shot, you've got to be ready to shoot. Feet set, ready to go. No point being a liability out there and somebody on the court that Logan don't have to guard. Like we've seen that in the on-balls. They've been very lazy with Michaela Ralph has just been laying back, letting them come off that on-ball and then play them off there because they know that the screen is... There's no threat of them popping out, shooting that through, that pick and pop option off the screen. So, it'll be interesting to see what Cave's got with this zone offense that they're going to be running.
17 points on the board for Anita Brown. 8 of 12 shooting. 1 from the free throw line. She's got a couple of rebounds to go with it as well there and an assist. So she's been very dominant. Will Logan look... Do you think they'll consider doubling her? I mean, you look at the numbers. 17 to the 26 tells a story in itself, obviously, but we'll see what is made there. So they're in a 2-3 zone now.
Yeah, it's the penetration that's been killing them, and she's got that quick first step where she's able to really get past, and then she's got the smart to be able to take the best option too, whether it's to look for a dish in for Christina King as she goes by.
She looks operating inside, finds a nice little kick pass there.
And that's the spots where you need to do. So your short Connor's going to be a good option in the zone when they collapse into that penetration, and that's exactly where Kristen Watson was on that play.
Yeah, so great to see her on the board. So first shot, she drops one in there. That's exactly what you've been calling for. They need that other option. They need those other players to step up and score some buckets for them. So Krista Watson answers that call straight away as that one rims in and out.
Lap of honour.
Did everything but drop. Anita Brown heading back down the floor. Demi Skinner out in the corner there, so Christina King from the top. So Despina Dickinson kicks it across to Anita Brown.
Seems to be better movement coming from the Mountaineers here now. Sort of weak side, strong side. Working in cohesion.
Unfortunately, come up with a bucket there. Transition-wise, though, fantastic from Logan.
Yeah, good push from Logan and just not getting back in defensive transition. Didn't stop the ball early, the Mountaineers, and they had the 2-on-1 and they were good enough to...
So we'll see what they can come up with here. Toowoomba. Desmond Dickinson into the corner. Anita Brown from the top now. Steps back there, drops another 19 for her now.
On fire, absolutely on fire, carving it up at the moment, Anita Brown.
And taking good shots, Steve. That's one thing you'd say. The way that she's doing it is she's taking really good shots, and she's getting plenty of success there. As Logan come down the court on offensive rebound.
Yeah, we can tell by shooting at 66%, 8 from 12. You're hitting at that sort of percentage, you're going to be taking good options to be able to do that. You just can't make tough shots at that sort of percentage. So it's been a great first half by Anita Brown.
So she's ball. Here's a kick to Christina King inside. She's happy to take that one again. It rocks around.
Nearly a forward spin on that thing.
That looks like the
Shane Warne's flipper.
Yes.
It's come out.
I was going to say some of the balls come off the golf club of mine looking like that. And I'll tell you, they don't go straight. So as we see, the Thunder working inside. Nice strong move inside there from number 3 there, working for the Logan Thunder.
Taylor Ralph.
She's doing well, and I do apologise to those listening to us. We don't actually have a player list and numbers, so we're a little bit behind with that, trying to...
Programs are in transit.
They're in transit, probably coming from Logan. So we go to the line here for the additional bucket. Or for the free throw, should I say. So makes the first one count. So 35 plays 30 here, 3 minutes to go in the second half. That one rims out. So the Mountaineers retaining possession here. Tracy Twido pushes us up the court. 3 minutes to go here. I'm sure the Mountaineers, or both teams, will really want to finish strong here into the halftime break from the top. That one, but another rebound there. Long rebound to Anita Brown. Kicks it out to Tracy Twido. Puts the pump fake. Skips inside there to Demi Skinner. Kick out to Anita Brown. A couple of seconds on the shot clock, so a shot's going to have to go up. And it doesn't, so they turn that one over. Now Logan racing back down the floor. Pull-up shot. It does everything but go in.
Bit of tough love from the rims out here. They've always been that. USQ, they don't give you much.
We've talked about that
out here.
Talked about that a few times, as I think we mentioned in our last broadcast. I don't know if Kawhi's shot that bobbled around the rim to beat Philadelphia would have dropped here. But it's always been a bit that way, so I think Logan's learning that there. That one did everything but go in. There's been a few that do that on these rims, I'd have to say. So 2 minutes 20 to go, 35 plays 30, thanks to BK Hire, our live stream game sponsor, USQ Live Stream Series sponsor. Anita Brown, so on a rare miss for her. And now we'll see Logan here. Pretty important, Steve, I think, here from the Mountaineers' point of view, where they sit here at the moment as the three goes up and does everything again, but finds the top of the rim, the side of the rim before dropping here. But pretty important period here for Toowoomba. 35-30. It's this sort of game where they don't want to give up a few buckets here and go down almost 10. I think they'd want to be no more than 5. If they can cut into that 5, even better. But I don't think they'd want to be any more than 5 down going to the sheds.
No, for sure. Well, they're actually just been Dickerson from the top. Up one in this quarter, so it's been a good quarter for Mountaineers, and they need to be able to finish it off too. Don't want to let it lapse and let the hard work go out the window in this last minute 30.
Struggling to get buckets again all of a sudden here, these last few possessions. They haven't been able to get a good look. Exact opposite scenario.
Miscommunication there on defence
for Logan, so they come into the hoop and they find themselves another 37 plays 30, so Anita Brown to get us set here. So she finds herself with the ball top of the key. Not a lot of movement happening outside that. Tracy Twido launches. That one drops.
Sickles the twine from downtown.
37 plays 33. Much needed bucket and a good confidence booster for Tracy Twido. You can see she was being hesitant a few times to let that one go, but look, that one looked good from the second it left her hands, and I guess the message is that's what the coach would want. You're in the game, you're open.
Oh, you got to be. If you're not going to be ready to take your shot and actually shoot it when you get it, then it just gives the Logan team a chance that they don't have to
here
guard.
in a minute. So Anita Brown out at the top of the key. A couple of seconds counting down.
So she's got
comes
that.
Out. She just bobbles it.
And 24-second violation. Just game awareness lacking a little bit there from the Mountaineers. So Anita Brown will get an extended break coming into the half-time.
She's been fantastic, Steve. Look at the stat line that she's sitting at the moment. It makes her impressive reading. She's dominated the game in most facets with the ball. She's controlled play for Toowoomba. Defensively, she's been very good for the team as well. And look, her numbers say it all there. 19 points. There's a drop of 3 at the end of the quarter here. That's just what we talked about, probably what the Mountaineers did not want to see, not the end they wanted. We go to the break, 42 plays 33. Anita Brown's the story of the first half for Toowoomba. She's got 19 points for Toowoomba. She's been terrific. Can she keep going at this pace? She's got 19 to Toowoomba's 33.
She's going to have to, really, if Toowoomba are going to stick solid. So she's been outstanding, and they're still down 9 points. That little lapse there, so it was 5 with a minute to go, and they've ended up going to the break down 9, so that'll be a little bit disappointing to be able to lose the momentum there at the end of the half for Cabe and the girls. So no doubt he'll want to address that, and they're those couple minutes lapses. Like, you can't really have a possession off in these, because they can hurt. Like, if you have a bad possession in offense, one in defense, there's a 5-point turnaround there in the last 2 minutes from the Mountaineers.
So we'll just quickly look at the Logan Thunder's stats before we go to the wonderful halftime show with the one and only John Goulton. But exact opposite Steve on the other side of the page. Rowe's got 12. Natoa's got 13. Taya's got 11. So they've got that balanced scoring across the board. There's a number of options, and they've got a number of players that are hurting Toowoomba.
Yeah, and they've got good looks, and Cairns really controlling it from the point guard spot, allowing those girls to get what they want, really. So Taya's had some great shots. Ralph's been really good inside, hustling hard on the offensive rebounds as well, a couple of cheap putbacks. And she's got those good hands in there too to be able to make those back to the basket moves, and a nice little jump shot touch in there too.
We're 42-33 at the half. Our live stream game sponsor tonight is BK Hire. Our live stream series sponsor is USQ. We are the semi-pros. 42 plays 33. We're going to go out to the court. John Goulton will take us through the half-time interval. We'll go through a few sponsor ads, and then we'll be back for tip-off for the second half.
Oliver twists. Okay, pick a pocket or two, and he's got a flat ball. Righto, Oliver. Just to practice this time. You're shooting underarm. He doesn't need a practice. Give him. Come on, mate. Give him another chance. This will be 2 prizes. One for you and one for Mum and Dad. Oh, was it a fluke? No, Oliver, it wasn't. One more. 2 more. Go and get it, Oliver. Oliver twists. Okay. 1 more from that side. Come over this side. All right. Somebody's moving the bin. Try it again. Yes, well done. Righto, Mr. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the bullets bag for Oliver. Well done, buddy. Back to Mum. Ladies and gentlemen, can you find Mum? What we've got going in the schools during the weeks here is a lot of positive choice through basketball, and that is where the Mountaineers go into the schools and do some basketball clinics and try to get making good choices in life besides in basketball. Okay, enjoy your half time.
Just about done, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding.
That much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Let's go.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Winter is coming. And so is tax time, so make sure you've got a plan before it's too late.
Toowoomba Together wants to break the silence by empowering our sporting clubs to join together and embed social change. Do we accept abusing players or officials? Not in our club.
Do we accept verbal, physical or mental abuse towards women, men or our kids? Not in our club.
Do we accept foul language? Not in our club.
Not in our club.
Not in our club.
time now for the University of Southern Queensland QBL Live Stream Series with the Clive Berghofer Toowoomba Mountaineers in action at the Cave. To call the game, please welcome the semi-pros.
Welcome back to the second half as we count down to second half action here. Special guest joining us now. Game sponsor tonight of this home game, Liam Wilson from ITP. Welcome along. How are you?
Yeah, good boys. How you going?
Fantastic. Look, tell us a little bit about ITP and what is ITP?
Mate, ITP, just a locally owned accounting firm here based in Toowoomba. We've got a Toowoomba, Warwick, Kingaroy and Dalby office. About to open up an Oakey one. And we love small business and individuals and sole traders, mate, helping them a bit of tax advice and looking after them there.
Well, perfect week for that. It was a small business week this week.
It is, mate. It is. It's good to see, mate. Toowoomba's got a hub of small business, don't they? Doing well, giving it a crack. We'd love to see it.
Absolutely. And how or why are you involved with the basketball, supporting the Toowoomba Mountaineers?
Mate, my business partner, Colin, we're real big fans of local sport. So, really big fan. I'm pretty ordinary. I play a bit, but I'm shocking. So, we better sponsor the guys that are good at it.
and great to be able to see Toowoomba put a team on the court and to play a role in.
Awesome, massive role in community, and I think they get good support here, and it's good to see that Toowoomba's got its own team, own identity, and they're known pretty well throughout Australia, aren't they, the Mountaineers? So it's good history.
And I saw earlier in the week you're also supporting other sports. A local boxer, Herman Eddie Purcell, saw you in a photo behind him. He made you look a bit small.
Mate, he makes everyone look small. Mate, he's got arms the size of my head. He is a huge human. We're sponsoring him as well, mates, and we love it. We love the local athletes and local teams, mate. We're pretty big on. Good to see them on the big stage. So big fan.
What'd you make of the first half, mate? I know you've got a C-grade basketball prowess, a very distinctive career of knowledge to draw on. What were your thoughts?
mate, pretty impressive. Like, I think, is that the input we've got for the
Anita Brown?
Mate, she was getting hot, wasn't she? She was hitting from everywhere. Really impressive. I think, mate, good hustle as well. I think the girls always show a lot of heart. It's always good to watch. Yeah, really impressive.
So they're coming back out now, warming up. So we've got about 4 minutes or so to go. So if people want to reach out to you guys, you talked about things you do. How do they get in touch with you? What's the best way to find out about ITP?
Mate, jump up. We've got a Facebook page. There's all our details on there. Give us a ring, mate. Really big on if bookkeeping, small businesses looking for a bit of advice, or even guys that are working for someone that want to go out on their own, don't know where to start. Mate, would love to help that. Love to get in that game and just sort of give you a good foundation to build upon. Reach out for us. And anyone that wants to do their individual tax return, don't do it yourself. You always make mistakes. Don't claim things that you shouldn't be, or you're missing out on things you should be. So jump on it. We'd love to have you with the individual stuff as well.
Coming to that time of year, tax time, that the accountants love this time of year.
Mate, it's going to get hot.
All the shoeboxes roll in with receipts.
We love the shoeboxes. We love it. Yeah, no, that's it. To get to that time where everyone's thinking, what am I going to spend me a couple of grand tax return on? You know, already spent it before they come in.
That's where you come into play.
That's it, mate. That's exactly right.
Do people still roll in with the shoebox?
Oh, heck yeah. Mate, heck yeah. Mate, we love
Guilty?
It. Yeah. No idea about zero. Just straight into it. No, look, we do get them, and mate, we love the ones too that come in and go, look, I haven't done my tax return for a couple of years. Ends up having done it for 10 years. Going back trying to find receipts from
But you can help these people.
Yeah, definitely can, mate. Do it day in, day out. Definitely can. So if you haven't done your tax return for 10 years, don't be embarrassed. We see it. Come in and we'll hook you up, get it done.
So drop in and see them there. So you're here enjoying the game tonight, but what's they said in C grade? What, you're in Action Tuesday?
Action Tuesday.
Yeah, mate, you've done well with the draw here.
Yeah, mate, got 5 9 o'clocks in a row. So
it's wonderful in winter, isn't it?
It is, mate.
What did you do to Trev?
Oh no, I don't know what we did, mate.
The competition's manager is just obviously not a fan of you.
Oh no, mate, you boys are going all right though. You guys are hitting them from halfway.
Now what have you had 3 or 4 games at 9? Have you?
Yeah.
We've had 3 or 4 games at 6.
Oh, stop it!
You'd be reckoning there's somebody on the panel here who might have a bit of pull in the town, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. You would.
Exactly.
Mate, Gloves, you were hitting them from halfway, mate. Chen, we played you. Mate.
I stuck a couple sneaky ones. Just got lucky.
Bit slow on defence, though, Champ.
Yeah, I know. If I had some joints that would actually move, that'd be much appreciated.
But I tell you, the fastest time he moves is if you can sort out a tax return and he gets a bit back his way. You'll move pretty quickly then.
I'll be down there for sure.
Yeah, hook you up, Phil, bro. We'll hook you up, mate.
So drop drop in and see you guys. As I said, jump on the Facebook page. Thanks so much for supporting the Toowoomba Mountaineers. It's great for you to drop in and join our coverage here for a few minutes.
Cheers, boys. Appreciate it. Good on you.
So there we go. So ITP, so one of the great sponsors, Toowoomba Mountaineers. There's so many wonderful sponsors that support the program here. So ITP are the guys that are here tonight, and they are the game sponsor. And great to have a chat there to Liam about what they do. Righto, Steve, we're a minute 30 out from the second half. So the coaches would have had a talk at half time. So let's start first of all with the visitors. What do you think they would have talked about? What would the coach have really impressed upon his team?
I think the obvious one for them is containing Anita Brown, being able to stay in front of her, limit that penetration, probably get the ball out of your hands. Whether they do throw a double, I don't think they'll go to that extent. They'll just be after someone to put their hand up, dig in on the defensive end, and be able to stop her or somewhat limit her. You're never going to stop those great players, but if you can limit what she's able to do and make somebody else be the one that's going to have to put their hand up and beat you.
And the other side of the fence, the Mountaineers, what do you think Coach Cabe Ciccolini would have been talking about? What do they need to do to win this game?
Yeah, they'd be reasonably happy, I think, with that first half, bar the last minute. It's going to be imperative they come out. 9-point deficit now. They need to claw back into this. They can't let it get to 15, 20, and then the game's just sort of out beyond reach from there. So their shots, we've spoken about, everybody on the court has to be a threat. They have to be ready to shoot the ball. If Logan are going to continue with this zone, there's going to be looks for your Tracy Twider, Crystal Watson. All your shooters are going to get good looks out there. But they've just got to be prepared physically and mentally to be able to shoot that. They've got to have confidence in their shot that it's going to go in. They're going to make those shots. The minute you start second-guessing yourself, you're half defeated there as well. So
again, to make a fairly, I assume, would be an obvious statement, but first things first, the Mountaineers, they must win the third quarter. Oh, for sure, yeah. As I said, gets out, double-figure leads. It's probably one of those psychological barriers if they do get it out to double figures. If they can keep it single figures, bring it back 5 or 6, even a little bit less than that throughout this quarter, and it's going to give himself a chance. We say you've just got to be in the wrestle. You've got to have that opportunity at the end of the game to put your nose in front, and they have to hang tough to give themselves that opportunity. I don't think, Steve, you can really say it's a case of opposites here. We talked about how in that first quarter, watching it, you would have thought that the visitors were in front by a lot more. Second quarter was the opposite, yet they went off 9 in front, which is almost their biggest lead of the game. So they're in a strong position here at the moment. Toowoomba missed their first opportunity, but a great steal here from Crystal King comes down. Christina King dives, but misses the open layup.
Killer there.
But then see almost turnover here from Logan back down the other end.
Good hand to lane there from Anita Brown getting back on help defense. Yeah, did all hard work, Christina King. Picked the lane, got the pass, got the steal, and then just couldn't convert.
So missed the layup there in transition. That would have been the ideal start for the visitors, or for the home team, should I say.
Good defense there, staying in her cylinder and not leaning over and committing the foul there from Christina.
So see Anita Brown, let's see if she's maintained that hot streak here. Gets into that spot. Absolutely she has. She gets into that keyway and she's in absolutely lethal. So she picks up exactly where she left off. She's got 21 for the game to lead all scorers.
And she's going to have to as well. That's a phenomenal. It's nearly one of the best quarters we've seen from a Mountaineers ladies player in years out here at Clive Berghofer Centre.
Christina King, another steal, gets us down, takes her time, doesn't make any errors this time.
Puts a pirouette on.
Took her time this time. Last time made the adjustment from the one she missed earlier, but she's been very active in the lane there. And so is Crystal Watson there again. So the Mountaineers applying that up and in pressure. They're making it difficult for the visitors to get into their sets. Probably something I'm sure the coaching staff talked about as well, because like we talked about at the start of the game, they seemed to do it with a fair bit of ease, get into what they wanted to do, and they really were in a rhythm where they were doing what they wanted when they wanted, but that hasn't been the case to start the second.
No, they've been good, lifting that intensity. The on-ball pressure's been a bit better from the Mountaineers, and also picking those lanes off as well, as Michaela Can makes a nice little reverse layup.
Classy little move there. So now they look to deny Anita Brown possession here as she brings us back up the court. It's at 21 for the game.
Sticking with their zone early on in the third quarter here, Logan.
Christina King into the lane, dives through there, drops another 2. Strong start to the second half for her.
It's great footwork to be able to form those spin moves at speed with players in and surrounding you in the keyway there from Christina.
So here we go. So
too easy on the rotations there. The help defense didn't come early enough and pick up that slash.
While they're still in this zone, well, looks like Steve, they are keen to put a bit of pressure and take the ball out of Anita Brown's hands though early. So we've seen that twice down the court now, but she gets into that nice little pocket again. Finds good option with the pass, kicks it out to Tracy Tidale, who looks around, puts that one up. That one comes up short. Christina King in the right place at the right time, dives to the bucket, drops another 2.
It's a great start from Christina King too. So Anita Brown sort of had shouldered most of the responsibility in the first half, and Christina King's put her hand up.
6 points already here.
Corner 3 there. Ashley Taylor.
So 41-49. But Christina King jumps up to 10 points. She's had a couple of those back-to-back here to kick us off in the third quarter. So Anita Brown working around the court, finds Crystal Watson. They kick it across. Denison's going to get it up there, and that one's down. She starts the second half the way she started the first, so the first shot dropping. 44 plays 49, so we've got a good game in our hands here, but Michaela Can dances.
Nice little onside hesitation dribble on the penetration.
Classy move there from Michaela Can. So the 6 from Logan. So she gets another 2 to her tally. So we have Skinny calling for the ball in the corner now, drives in, drops the 2.
Nice clip to start for the first the first period here in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
Shooting percentage. They're getting some good looks. And they're making some tough shots too. Not an easy shot there from Demi too. So credit where credit's due. It's a baseline 3. Ashley Taylor goes back to back.
When she gets her feet set, she's probably not the one you want shooting.
Great looking shot. Jump shot there.
Beautiful shot. Tracy Tidale gets to the lane.
Little scoop-de-doo.
Drops it another 2. So 54 plays 48.
Crowd starting to get involved here out at Clive Berghofer.
So the girls here from Toowoomba really upping the intensity here, and they had to do just that. Michaela Can again gets into the lane, just leaves one short. Tracy Tidale to get us back up the court here. Finds Anita Brown, who's keen to get on with it. Gets into the lane, finds Christina King at the top, dives down again, beautiful footwork.
Great from the Mountaineers too, Christina King, big focal point. Now that zone, they're going to try and isolate her in the centre of that zone against Michaela Ralph.
Steve, I'm going to say that this 5 minutes is the best 5 minutes I've seen of Toowoomba in the couple of games that we've seen of. This 5 minute stretch has been terrific play.
It's been brilliant, yeah, for the Mountaineers, and they're not sort of relying on any one piece. They're getting that movement, they're getting good options, and they're really looking to feed off Christina King early on, which has been great. They just need to, we saw this happen earlier games, they went to that early and then they've gone away from it, so they just need to keep going to the well, bleed it dry. So if something's working, just keep going with it, and make sure you get it for everything it's worth.
I think an impressive sign early for them as well in this quarter. The way they've been able to do it is Anita Brown has scored 2 points?
Yeah, 2 points.
In this
I think nearly Christina King might nearly have 10 for the quarter, I'd say, or 10 or 8 points for the quarter.
We've seen Tracy Tidale chip in with a couple of buckets there. We've seen Demi Skinner kick in a couple of buckets there as well. So it's been a great start to the quarter. It's forced the visitors to rethink things. So we'll see how they come out of this timeout. Be interesting to see. I'll be particularly interested to see, Steve, if they change what they were doing defensively. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with here, if they look to apply a little bit more pressure there or not. But we're about to find out here. So the ball in their hands, 54 plays 50.
Matchup change now. Despina Dickerson's in the game to put a bit of pressure on Michaela Can.
Good move from Coach Cabe Ciccolini.
Yeah, for sure. Look, if you're going to harass her so she's not going to be able to... Oh, it's a tough foul. Hannah Lannan, I think, might have picked up her 4th, so she's just can't take a break here in the defensive end.
Soft one there, perhaps.
Yeah, I think they looked like they had the steal. They cut that lane off and then they sort of bailed out with that call from the referee. But yeah, that's her fourth foul in 7 minutes 39 of playing time. So you get stuck in a rut on there and just whatever you do just doesn't work. So she's having one of those nights.
So she takes a seat on the bench. This is interesting too, as also Christina King out of the game. So how that affects the way Toowoomba plays. I'm sure she won't be out for long, mind you. But this is a period here, an important period for Toowoomba to play without one of their key players, one of their studs sitting on the sideline.
Kimberly Wilson checks in too. So they'll be looking for her, especially on the defensive end, to be able to contribute. Anita King, a bit hard on the iron there. That's 2 layups there that the Mountaineers have missed in this quarter, so that's could be tied ball game, but coulds, shoulds, maybes don't get you far in sport.
It's 54-50. That's what is the case at the moment. Another foul. Toowoomba applying that pressure up the court, and the referees deciding perhaps they're doing a little bit too overzealously, so whistle blown there against Despina Dickerson. So side ball here for Logan. There's another one. There's 3 quick fouls. So Christina King straight up over the chair. So Coach Cabe Ciccolini wanted to get her straight back into the action. So her time on the sidelines was only quite minimal. So she comes back into the game for Crystal Watson, who's given some good minutes tonight for her coach. And that's one thing where we've seen Toowoomba's had to change their rotation a little bit, Steve, with Lanarn in foul trouble. So they've had to change things up a little bit there.
It is given an opportunity for some of the girls that probably haven't been getting as much court time previously to come out and they're making the most of it too. So they're coming out, contributing where they need to be, putting in that effort and making every minute count.
So 56 plays, 54 minutes 14 to go here in the third. Crucial 4 minutes, I'd suggest, for Toowoomba here. They've played very well to get back here. Despina Dickerson had a look at that.
Right, she took a bit of a hesitation on the shot. I thought she was going to put it back in the pocket, but a nice shot there from the top of the key.
And as I said, she was in good shooting form in the warm-ups, so good to see her carry that through to the game. Her first shot attempt, and it goes down. But she's also doing a great job defensively here as well. So great defence there from Toowoomba. So now they'll look to turn defence into offence as Anita Brown gets us back off and running to the races. Despina Dickerson's popping out to the corner here. Anita Brown calling for that on ball. So
change up from Logan back into a man-to-man as well. So this on-ball screen, I'd say Anita will look to get in a 2-man game now. I'm not sure who they'll throw up. It might be Demi Skinner. Demi Skinner will be a good option in that 2-man game.
Yep.
Logan haven't been playing it with respect. They've been lagging off the screen, happy to slip under there too. So if she can pick and pop, make them play the screen, that's going to open up a few avenues there for Anita Brown to penetrate off it as well.
And here it comes as you speak. So she rolls off here. So we see Christina King going to the bucket. Beautiful little pull up there. Anita Brown got right into the seams of where she wants to be, where she's comfortable. And it's coming up dividends tonight for her team.
She's got steam coming off those fingers. They're on fire.
That one rims and rattles out. They'd fight for possession on the board. So visitors maintain possession. 56-54, Steve. So a 2-point game is what we have in our hands here now. 3 minutes to go in the third. Crunch time coming up for both teams here, but right here, right now, for both teams with 3 minutes to go here in the third and a quarter to play. The game is there for the taking.
Crowd's not really happy with that call down there. Possession staying with Logan.
So Toowoomba again applying that pressure. So Logan here having a little bit of trouble inbounding actually. So now they kick back to the corner there to Michaela Cantor. Now they're going to look to operate inside. They skip pass across the lane. That one finds air. Anita Brown's off and running.
Opportunity for Mountaineers to tie up or take the lead for the first time in the game. And not quite.
Great rebound, Christina King. So Anita Brown with the ball gets into that spot. Little Christina King again, outstanding on the glass. That one rims out. 2-point game, 56 plays, 54. We're here thanks to BK Hire, our game live stream sponsor. USQ, the live stream series sponsor here. takes
21 points in the first 7 minutes here for the Mountaineers in this quarter, so it's been a very strong scoring quarter from them. 7-point lead through this quarter.
Which is, well, looking at that already, that's more than they've tallied in the first and the second, so individually as quarters, and we've still got 2 minutes 25 to go here in the third. 2-point game is the key margin on the board. Anita Brown rips down the rebound, off and running with the team. So Demi Skinner gets it inside. Christina King drops it too. We've got a tied ball game.
Mountaineers really have momentum now. They're looking to build on this. If they can take a lead at the end of the third, that'll be an outstanding turnaround from the halftime break. Great defense there. Doing a great job of getting in the lanes.
Anita Brown just gets all the way up.
Puts the Jets on and away she goes.
How good has she been? And look, there's an example, Steve, I think, when you talk about teams in momentum, desire. When she picked up the ball, she had a couple of defenders around her. She out-hustled them, she outran them, she got to the bucket first. While she didn't get the bucket, she got rewarded. She's got the foul. She's going to the line to give her team a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight.
First time tonight, for sure. So that's been a great quarter. You can see her speed with the ball too, handling the ball. She's still beating everyone down the court pretty comfortably. Great quarter. I just want to see more of this from the Mountaineers. Just need to build on it, keep going with what they're doing. Anita Brown's been awesome. Christina King's had a phenomenal
14 points, 15 rebounds, Steve, for Christina King.
Yeah,
that's her stat line at the moment.
That's great. And we've said what we asked for at the start of the game. We need those extra players, the bench players, to come in and chip in. So they've done a great job as well. Everybody's contributed, whether it's not been scoring too. The defensive end, Despina Dickerson's come on. She's played good defense, taken sort of Michaela Can out of a comfort zone, and those 3 or 4 5 seconds that it takes off the shot clock gets them a little bit sort of out of their offense. It's invaluable, those sort of players.
See, they're the little things you don't see them in the stat sheet, but her teammates will know exactly the job that she's done. Coach Cave Ciccolini, I'm sure, would be wrapped in the job that she has done out there. And then to add for the icing to the cake, she's dropped the bucket in there as well, 1 for 1 with the ball too. So I think she's been outstanding. Look, Crystal Watson's given some valuable minutes through coach out here tonight as well. Look, last game we saw her, she didn't see much, if any, court time, but she's certainly showed tonight that she's telling the coach that she wants a few more minutes and deserves a few more.
Yeah, very good from Crystal.
So Anita Brown at the line, drops the first.
Up
57-56.
10-point turnaround here for the Mountaineers in the third.
The second finds the bottom of the net as well, so that's points 24-25 for Anita Brown. 58-56. All momentum here with the home team.
The voice of Toowoomba basketball trying to get this crowd involved.
John Gouldson's got them fired up.
Ooh, no call from the ref. Pull up three.
Tell you what, there's a lot of fighting and scrapping under the bucket there as well. There's a lot of desperation from both teams. It's a game. I think both teams know it right now that they're really in a contest. Logan definitely knows they're in a contest right now.
Yeah, they have, and to credits to Toowoomba defence, they've lifted that notch. It has made Logan look a bit uncomfortable with the ball in their sets. The first two quarters, they're really getting what they wanted, the open shots, but now they're getting a little bit flustered, a bit of scoreboard pressure. Christina King comes up with a turnover, and I'll take it back down the Thunder.
So we'll see what Logan can come up with here. Get into the bucket. Great defense there. Christina King rips down rebound number 16 for the Knights. Anita Brown now, you can see, looking to get a team to settle down. They want a good shot here. They want a bucket here. So 45 seconds on the clock.
Tough look there from Anita Brown.
But she's probably entitled to take that the way she's going tonight.
Yeah, little heat checker.
It's probably not the credit there, probably the defense that came with that as well. She had to change probably what she was intending to do. A 58-56. As Toowoomba again looks to apply the pressure defensively. Tough turnaround hook. Well earned. Good offense. Good offense on that occasion from Logan. So we're back to it. We're knotted up again. So 8 seconds on the clock here. So Anita Brown is going to look to finish the quarter here with a bucket for her team. Christina King drops it now on the buzzer. 60-58. What a quarter for the Toowoomba Mountaineers. They're in front with a quarter to play. Arguably, Steve, the best quarter of basketball that we've seen from them this season.
Oh, definitely this season. I could probably put that into the last 5 years. Probably the best quarter we've seen them put together. Exactly what the doctor ordered at half-time. Kate will be elated with that, but that's not the job done either. So that's one good quarter. They've got the momentum. As we've spoken about before, momentum, once you've got it, it's a hard thing to to wrestle back for Logan, so they need to make the most out of these opportunities that they're getting, build on a lead, and then really see what Logan are made of. They're going to have to dig deep, turn it around, do something. They're going to need somebody to put their hand up and try and lead from the front to get them back. Well, they're in this game, but get them back in front. So I think we're in for a rib-tickling fourth quarter.
25 points for Anita Brown, and with that 5 assists, 4 rebounds to go with it as well. Christina King has been outstanding as well there with 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 defensive boards, 6 offensive rebounds to go there as well, 6 steals as well. So she's building, she could get a triple-double.
A couple of good pickups for the fantasy players out there. If you're looking for a few trades, that's a nice little stat line being filled up.
You want on the other end of the spectrum there. So Taya for the Thunder has 17, Can with 8, Toa with 13, Raouf with 16. So again, that balanced scoring from Logan, but it's winning time, Steve. I think, look, no doubt, Anita Brown the key here for Toowoomba.
Yeah, for sure. So Logan did make a couple of adjustments, sort of get those early jump shots in the key, which he's got all game.
60 plays 58. We're out here at USQ Clive Berghofer Recreation Centre. Live stream here tonight, presented to you by BK Hire. See if we can get the Mountaineers across the line for the home faithful. Demi Skinner in the corner. Kicks a nice
pull up, just in back behind the backboard there, so it's a tough angle to work with.
So it's right in front of us, so we know the angle she was working with there. It was from behind the backboard on the baseline, basically. Kicks out to the corner, beautiful. That you talked about, just that stroke, that range there for Logan. Taya has been terrific tonight. Drops another 3 to silence the crowd a little bit there. 62 plays 61.
5 for 9 for Taya from me on the arc, so that's a really good clip. She's hitting those open shots when they come around
for Anita Brown. So the Thunder have the chance to get back into the leaders' circle for the moment. Off the back of this possession, they go inside and they isolate, kick out to that corner. Jump shots there. Long rebound, unfortunately for Toowoomba, bounces the way of Logan back to the corner.
Oh, good defensive
from Anita Brown. She's doing everything, and that's the thing I think, Steve, you've got to be impressed with as a fan, as a sponsor, as a coach. She's not just putting the ball in the bucket. She's doing a lot more out there as well to help her team be successful.
She sure is. It's been a phenomenal effort for her. Hopefully she'll finish it off like she has been this final 8 minutes, but to make those effort plays, it's all good to do the scoring and those sort of things, but to go that extra mile to make sure you're going to...
And she's in there, she's not going to get accredited with that rebound, but she's the one that made it fall the way of her team. Demi Skinner's going baseline again, spinning across. That one just rims out. It would have been a nice one to drop for Toowoomba. And again, Dickerson, as we talked about, putting great pressure here on Michaela Ken, making her work every inch up the court. Just that extra couple of things.
Great breathe there from Anita Brown.
She'll make sure of that one. And again, Steve, I think you've got to give a lot of credit to that Desmond Dickerson, the pressure that she's putting on. Look, you can see Michaela Ken here as well. She's starting to bark at a few of her teammates, wants a little bit of assistance here, so she's been taken a little bit out of her rhythm, but she's a pretty handy player, so I'm going to suggest she'll answer the call, which she does exactly right on cue.
Yeah, as you said before, there's some things that just don't show up on the stat sheet, but those steals that Anita Brown's getting, it's a large portion of that is attributed to the on-ball pressure, so they can't just sit there and pick off the passes as they want to make. Tough foul there, Christina King.
So 64 plays 63. The Mountaineers are in the lead with 7:45 to play here in the fourth. We're in for a, what'd you call it?
A ribticular.
Ribticular. Yeah, one of them. So 64 plays 63, 7:45 to play with thanks to BK Hire, our live stream sponsor here of this game. Kick out to the corner. Drops the three in the corner there for Logan. 22, Barnett. Karasova drops that one in. So here's Anita Brown going baseline. Good defense from Logan. Christina King's having a good look at it. Tough shot there from Demi Skinner. So you see Coach Cave Ciccolini just urging his team to settle things down a little bit here. That's probably where they've got to look for that extra pass, Steve. That's what really worked for them quite well in the third, is looking for that extra pass, creating that extra option to get a better shot. So it looks like we do have a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Cave was trying to reverse the orders there from the score bench, but a little bit too late.
So 66-64, so 7 minutes 14 to go. What does Toowoomba need to do in this last 7 minutes? What's the key for the home team to get over the line?
Last couple of possessions, they have been a bit rushed. There's sort of contested shots. Logan have come to the party too, so they've raised the stakes on their defence. That pressure's lifted. And Mountaineers just need to stick with what they've been doing, get a good shot, make sure they can get a score on this possession to stay in the game. They don't want to have that little 2-3 minute lull where they aren't able to put the ball in the hole.
And that's something they haven't had necessarily tonight, or they've been able to ride those waves quite well. They're right on top of the crest of a wave coming out of the third. A little bit of a slower start to kick us off here in the fourth. But again, now's the opportunity where we see what they've trained for. I'm sure these are the situations where you want to get a bucket, you want to get a settling bucket. I'm sure that's what you work all pre-season on and training a lot, is to get the right shot at the right time. And right now is that time where Toowoomba wants to be able to put consistent scoreboard pressure on their opposition for one. So 7:14 to play. 66 plays, 64 Logan in possession. Thanks to our game sponsor here from ITP. We talked to Liam earlier from ITP. Tax time at the moment. Perfect time to see the team down there at ITP. BK Hire, our live stream sponsor of this particular game. USQ, sponsor of our live stream series here for the Toowoomba Mountaineers. Logan versus Toowoomba here in the QBL.
It's good defensive set there, getting the 24-second violation.
You couldn't ask for much more out of a timeout.
No, exactly. Defensive in. They don't want to be trading buckets here. Tight game. It's right where they would have wanted to be. Perfect situation where they are at the moment. Cabe would be very happy. Now it's about executing. Teams that have struggled to win in the past, they've learning to win is an important part, and if they can get over the line here, heavy contact on there, but no whistle forthcoming.
Find interesting, so tough call there. It's just for Toowoomba. She got into the lane. How did you say that one was right in front of us, Steve? I think it was a fair bit of contact as she went into.
There's a lot of bodies bumming in there, and I don't know if there was any sort of position really. A legal position taken by Logan there, but referee saw it different and gave away the no call.
So that's the way it goes. So we'll see what they can do in response. Michaela Ken rolls off Phillips Next. Great rebound again there. There she is again. Anita Brown. Now you see her off and running. She's dancing through the lane. And so you see a turnover there. So this is a crucial part of the game, a little bit scrappy here. That one's down. You can see that from the second it left her hands right in front of us. That was hitting the bottom of the net. Looked good straight away. 69-64. Logan back up by 5.
Brown answering three.
Massive shot, Steve. Massive shot.
Pulled up. They were just there, as I said, that on-ball screen. They didn't show really the recognition. They're trying to stop her penetration. That time she's hopping just to pull the trigger from deep.
And also, Steve, that's a big-time play. Now, that's a shot. Your team's under pressure. The lead all of a sudden is 5. It could all of a sudden become 7. She comes down the court in rhythm, pulls up.
And you want...
It's got to go in.
Right. You want your big players to be to have the confidence to take those shots too. They're the ones when it comes to winning the game, they're the ones you want the ball in their hands. They stand up, take those shots, and they're happy to back their own ability to make them as well. There's a great
5 minutes to play here. 69 plays 67. So we see a few changes here for the team. So 3 fresh players out onto the court here.
King out, interesting there. Probably plug in the charger, get a bit of charge in and come out for the last 3 or 4 minutes, no doubt.
At least. As we see Logan get an open shot there in the corner. That one rattles down at home. 71 plays 67. Under 5 to go here. Anita Brown getting us up and down court here, but great defense there from Michaela Can. Gets a crucial steal, and they get an easy bucket down the other end.
Bit of contact on there. Consistent anyway, the referee, so they let that one go as well. May have been a chance to call a little body foul, but consistent on both ends of the court.
And that's probably all you can ask for. So
exactly right.
4 minutes 22 to go. 73 plays 67. So the Mountaineers down by 6, but with possession.
Risky pass there, hand in the lane, got the tap, but stays with Anita Brown. Shot clock ticking down into single figures, so they have to operate pretty quick. Lovely runner from Brown, pulling up. She's got all the tricks coming out tonight.
Tough shot, Steve, in the lane, under pressure as well. She's been massive for her team tonight.
32 points. They've got the 3-on-2 here too if they push the ball. Talon checks back in and grabs that rebound. Oh, another
in and out for the skipper there, Demi Skinner. That one would have been valuable. Now they need to stop. 3 minutes 32 to play. Still a lot of basketball to be played in this game, but just the way it has been going, you probably don't want to be trailing by more than 6 or so points, I'd suggest. And that's what the Mountaineers find themselves down right now. 6 points, 3 minutes to play. Anita Brown getting a set here. She's got 32 points. Looks for that on ball at the top. Tough call there, so she's been on the ground, that body check there. So Toowoomba here with possession, 14 on the shot clock, 3 minutes 7 game time, 75 plays 69. Christina King comes back into the game. So you'd expect she'll be here for the duration now.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see too many changes from either team here. King stays with Toowoomba.
As the ball stays with Toowoomba, Logan
might have
questioned the call.
right in front of us. I dare say they may have reason for protest there too, Logan, but the official's word is final.
And here we go. 12 seconds on the clock. Anita Brown from the spot. Tough shot for her as well, and this is where they need her to summon all of the energy she's got. Look, she's entitled to be tired.
She is. She's done everything bar hand out the programs at the front counter tonight. So
she might bring them to us after the game. In the corner, that one's long. Huge rebound. That one drims out. And still fighting for possession. 2 minutes 43 to play.
Toowoomba crowd getting vocal now, trying to lift the girls.
6 point game.
That'll be the 5th foul. Must be Lanan will be out of the game. Frustration there.
She's had a frustrating night at the office, and her contribution to the team is something they have missed tonight. Whilst, as we talked about, it's given other players opportunities, and they've really taken that opportunity. They've missed what she offers out there. There's the line. 76 plays 69 now. 2 minutes 43, Steve. It's getting to that stage here. 17-9 is the quarter score here in favour of Logan. So just 9 points on the board for the Mountaineers in this quarter. I think a timely timeout here as well from Coach Cabe Ciccolini. Now they need baskets. Or they need more than baskets. They need to get some stops as well, Steve. So, but crucially here at the moment is what they need to do first and foremost is they really can't have any empty opportunities, or they can't have any empty offensive sets down the score here as we go with 2:43 to go down by a margin. That's still very gettable.
Oh, definitely. 2 minutes 43 is a long time to go in basketball too. Plenty of possessions left in this. No need to panic. No need to shoot sort of tough shots or 3 points or those desperate sort of situations. They just need to come down and execute. As you mentioned, probably time to lift the intensity on the defensive end as well. They can't trade buckets now, obviously. They need to come out and get stops, push that transition. There's some tired legs out there. They have worked hard. Anita Brown's been phenomenal, but she just needs to do it's that last-ditch effort. You got to deep down, grab what you can, that everything you got, leave nothing, no stone unturned. So whether we see some sort of full court defense come in or an extended half-court pressure, we might see some traps. Who knows what we'll see from Cabe, but it'll I dare say we'll see something to try and get the ball out of Logan's hands
and just take it out of their rhythm. And as you said, because they need stops. Stops are the crucial part that they need here. They need baskets, quick baskets if they can as well. But then to really turn up the blowtorch on defence, and they've been able to do that tonight. They have got a lot of turnovers from forcing the passes in the lane, and they've been able to get buckets that way. Christina King inside.
Go to the line, would have been nice to get the finish there.
So 77-69. 2 minutes 26 to play here in the fourth. Christina King goes to the line. She's had a pretty big game as well, 18 points. First time to the free throw line tonight though, 18 points, 16 rebounds.
She floats that one in.
Floats the first one down. Two for two, 77-71. So now it's about defense and coming up with a stop. Anita Brown applying pressure here to Michaela Can. She gets into the lane and gets an open layup. Probably not the shot they were hoping for. So 79 plays 71. 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Demi Skinner saves. Anita Brown skips into the lane, looks to go one-on-one here with Gallagher. Gets trapped down there, double teamed, finds a teammate.
5 shot clock winding down. It's got to go up here.
Anita Brown gets an extremely tough shot off there. So foul call there on Tracy Twitter. So 79-71, a minute 44 to play here. So first and foremost, Toowoomba must get a stop here. So we'll see what Logan can deliver here. Now to Teo, who's been good tonight. Skips it across to the corner. Into the lane, runner in there. Almost an over the back.
Tracy Twiner comes soaring in there from the side.
So 79-71. So we see Desmond Dickinson coming into the lineup here now as well. Probably again looking for that defensive pressure and potentially when they need to get some quick shots up. So she's back into the game. So see Logan retaining possession here with an 8-point lead, a minute 22 to play. So to inbound, good pressure off the inbound there.
It's just miscommunication there. Nobody picked up on Ralph, and she was just able to mosey on through the keyway for an easy bucket.
So Anita Brown looks to kick it across. Tracy Twider gets into the lane, on rims in and out. And now it gets pretty much to desperation time, Steve. 10-point game here. So Logan, look, they've just managed to control affairs when they've needed to. When they needed these buckets down the stretch, they've delivered. Defensively, they've got the stops that they've needed to get, and they're going to get out of town here with a hard-fought win. Credit to them, but I'll tell you what, Toowoomba again, I know it's probably starting to sound a bit like a broken record, but a lot of positive signs there for Toowoomba, but unfortunately it hasn't resulted in it's not going to result in a win, barring a miracle.
No, not tonight. And that's the thing. They're doing the hard work. They're getting themselves into the contest. The next thing for this group is going to be be able to learn to win. So it's one thing to put yourself in those positions. Yeah. Then once you've been in those positions, you've got to take that next step, get over the line, and that'll come. Once they sort of pick up one or two of these wins, they know what they got to do. They'll find out how they need to execute and what they can do to win the games. That's sort of where they need to go from now. But she set a great platform. Like that third quarter was a brilliant quarter of basketball from the girls.
It was.
And yeah, it's just that next step. It has been a lean 4 or 5 years for the girls program, but the steps taken forward now is just it's been a wonderful transition in this short period of time too, because 5-6 games into the season for the Mountaineers. So credit to Kay, what he's been able to do. It's just, now we need to be able to get them to take that next step, get confidence and believe in themselves that they can win these games.
One thing for sure is, isn't it, they've been competitive in every game. They've been in every game, as you mentioned, and that's not something we've been able to say from a Toowoomba women's basketball program for a long time. Just as a team that's come to town 3-1. A couple of weeks ago it was Mackay, came to town with a similar record. Both of those teams left Toowoomba and probably would be going back home on the team bus and saying, well, that was, if they're being fair income, saying that was a lot tougher than we probably thought it was going to be.
Yep, and they're starting to get that respect in the league as Dammy shams on in the side there.
That's hard to do. It's just been it's just been one of those nights for her, unfortunately, with shooting the ball. I tell you what, she's wedged in there pretty well. We'll take a couple of goes before we get it out.
Yeah, a bit of a tough shooting night. She started off so well too, but 4 of 19 from the field there, 2 of 10 from the 2s and 2 of 9 from the 3s. They might tick over to 2 of 10 now when this gets updated, the stats here. But so a little bit of a tough night from the field as Brown picks it up. Might have come off the foot, but
Steve, again, I can't say enough about Anita Brown again tonight. We've talked about her a lot. It's a team game, I get that, but she has been phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, brilliant. It's and doing everything, so it's not just been scoring, it hasn't just been shooting. She's it's King comes across,
sends that one out.
Spikes that one out.
Wasn't it?
Look out in the crowd.
But she's been phenomenal. She's been absolutely phenomenal tonight, and she takes a seat here, and she deserves a breather here. To be honest, she's played all but probably she's going to end up with a stat. She's going to play about 39 minutes and 48 seconds tonight. She had about 28 seconds. She had 20 seconds breather before the end of the half, and she's come off now with 9 seconds to go in the game. So Gabe
empties the bench to finish off. Double header for the girls, so they're off again tomorrow. So didn't want to risk any unwarranted injury there late in the quarter. But as we see, the Logan Thunder have got away with the win. 8-point win here out at the Clive Berghofer Arena at USQ, 81-73.
So 81-73. So we've seen a fantastic game there tonight from Anita Brown, and she was just phenomenal tonight. As we said, the numbers that she put up, Stephen, in what she finished here with a stat line, 34 points, 15 to 28 shooting, and look, her percentages were even a lot better than that, to be really honest. It was towards the back end there of the fourth quarter. She had to take a lot of what would be considered very tough and contested shots. So she finished there as well, 1 from 2 from the 3-point line. She had 6 defensive rebounds, which is 6 rebounds to go there as well. She had 6 assists as well. She's had 4 steals. It's a fair stat line. So we might go to centre court now with John Goulton.
Gentlemen, gets 3 points in the Burnout Properties Award and a $50 voucher from the Toowoomba Sports Club. Let's put our hands together for Anita. Where are you, Anita? We'll pass it on at a later stage. Well done.
Exhausted.
Shortly now, ladies and gentlemen, we will...
Okay, so Anita Brown
starting
picking
the
up
men's.
the MVP. And look, Steve, I don't think it was real hard for the judges to vote tonight.
No, for sure, mate. No surprises there. She's done a brilliant game there from Anita, individually, but also what she did for the team as well. Got everybody involved a little bit more. So Anita Brown, Christina King with dominance there as we
20 points and 20 points, 16 boards, 6 steals is the stat line there for Christina King.
Yes, yep. And the bench too, so they contributed a bit more, not so much on the points side of things, but when they come on, the foul trouble we sort of handled, Anand gave the opportunity to Crystal Watson, Despina Dickinson, Kimberly Wilson. They got those minutes there during the game and probably put their hand up for more minutes moving forward with what they did out on the court.
So what does Toowoomba need to do? You talked about it before, just in terms of that confidence, turning being competitive into getting wins and just getting over that hump. What do they need to do to take that next step?
Yeah, they've just got to experience it. They've got to be in there, and the execution, they probably could take something of what Logan did there. They got sort of Michaela Can put a hand up at the end of that game. She got into there, penetrated to Taya, who hit a couple of good threes. Michaela Ralph, who was really good inside. They just executed that bit better in the crunch time, and that's what got them over the line. For Mountaineers, more than the same. I think they were pretty good tonight. Well, they were very good tonight, but it's just that confidence. Maybe it would come down. They were in the game. They might have started to get the nerves. The belief might not have been quite there, but the more opportunities they give themselves to experience that, get in the game. As I said, once they get over the line once or twice, I think they'll really be able to build on that.
I don't think credit where credit's due. It took a good team to beat them tonight. They took a good Logan Thunder team and a good Logan Thunder team performance. They did come to town, as I said, with a 3-1 record, well entrenched in the top 4 against, just looking at where Toowoomba sits on the table, against a team that's at the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, for sure, and that's just typical of this QBL competition. There's no gimmies no matter where you go. If you don't turn up and you think you're going to walk over somebody, you're going to come away with a loss. So they were good too, Logan. I think it was sort of a really good game of basketball in there, and probably the team that executed in those crunch times was able to get the win.
And we saw Anita Brown there, so she picked up the MVP, and then she did head straight for the locker room. And look, I think you can understand that. She left it all out there.
Yeah, definitely. No stone unturned. Bit of frustration, I think, to be able to put a performance like that. Double-edged sword. Great performance by her, but I'm sure she would have traded it all to get the win too for the team. So that was what we've spoken to earlier on our show in the semi-pros. She is about the team and is about getting wins over putting up personal numbers, which is a great thing to see from your imports.
Absolutely. So that's a look at the women's game. The men's is just around the corner. The Logan Thunder come to town. Very, very similar, to be honest, when you're talking about how they shape up. The Logan Thunder come to town well entrenched in that top 4 in the men's competition with a good record. The Mountaineers at the other end of the scale looking for win number 1 of the season for them. But as we've spoken about as well, we saw some pretty promising signs we felt from the team last time you saw us here a couple of weeks back, so that'll be an interesting one as well. Just like to say a big thanks to USQ, who are the live stream series sponsor. Our live stream sponsor of this particular game is BK Hire, so big thanks to BK Hire. And then also from the Mountaineers, the ITP crew are the sponsor here of this particular game, so it's great to catch up with them as well. And also, as you said, for the semi-pros, we have our show each Saturday morning, 7 o'clock. Tune in via the live stream on this same platform.
Not to be missed, that is.
Not to be missed.
An hour and a half in the morning to wake up on a Saturday. Kick your weekend off on a...
Whether Steve's there or not, he's there sometimes, so he wasn't there this morning, but he's back here tonight for the basketball. But I do want to say thanks to the sponsors of the semi-pro, so to Landscape Skills, Toowoomba Truck Spares, to the Toowoomba Turf Club, to Western Kitchens and Bathrooms, to Clear Mountain Fairview Stud, to Neil Mansell Concrete, Elite Cryotherapy, the Fit Lab, Lab. We'll come back to the Fit Lab shortly. Rebel, Hogan's Family Jewelers, Mix Up and Concreting, Smithy's TGW Gym, O'Neill Family Law, Black and White Cabs, Toowoomba Jimmy's Chop Shop, the Jerky and Coffee Hut, Toowoomba Downs Air and Electrical. For Rebel, if you jump onto that page there as well, we do have a competition giveaway that's up just around the corner. It'll go up on our page tomorrow night. This one's for you. Easy. All you got to do is guess the score of Wednesday night's Origin game and the man of the match. And if you can do that, you get to go down to Rebel at Grand Central and you get a free Origin jersey. Queensland one or New South Wales, or I'm assuming a Queensland one you'll take.
Jeez, that's all right, isn't it? You got to get the score right and the man of the match.
Yeah.
What if nobody gets it? Closest wins.
We'll work that out later.
That'll be toweling, won't it?
What's the score then?
I think we'll get up 22-6, and Munster will be the man of the match.
So there you go. So there's the first entry that's going into that, and also the crew at the Fit Lab. How'd you go? You were down there this week.
Yeah, it had been a long exodus from myself from the gym. So in there this week, program done up, and loved it. It was a great program, but body was a bit sore, very sore. But committed to 10 weeks.
So what's that, week one?
Week one.
Week one.
Got to start somewhere, mate.
Yeah.
Each journey begins with the first step, so there we are.
Week one is done. So, yeah, thanks to our sponsors to support us on the semi-pros. But we're going to take a break. We'll be back for the men's game a little bit later.
Just about done, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding. Not much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Let's go!
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Winter is coming. And so is tax time, so make sure you've got a plan before it's too late.
Toowoomba Together wants to break the silence by empowering our sporting clubs to join together and embed social change. Do we accept abusing players or officials? Not in our club.
Do we accept verbal, physical or mental abuse towards women, men or our kids? Not in our club.
Do we accept foul language? Not in our club.
Not in our club.
Not in our club.
There you go. That's outstanding. That much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Let's go.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Winter is coming. And so is tax time, so make sure you've got a plan before it's too late.
Toowoomba Together wants to break the silence by empowering our sporting clubs to join together and embed social change. Do we accept abusing players or officials? Not in our club.
Do we accept verbal, physical or mental abuse towards women, men or our kids? Not in our club.
Do we accept foul language? Not in our club.
Not in our club.
Not in our club.
It's time now for the University of Southern Queensland QBL Live Stream Series with the Clive Berghofer Toowoomba Mountaineers in action at the Cave. To call the game, please welcome the semi-pros.
Yes, we are the semi-pros. We're back and set for the men's match. 4 minutes here, a warm-up left. Logan in town to play Toowoomba in the women's match. We saw the Logan Thunder successful over Toowoomba, so the visitors 1-0 so far. Can they make it back-to-back here in the men's game? Big thank you to USQ live stream sponsor here of us here this season. Our sponsor for today's game, BK Hire. So big thank you to BK Hire as welcome back into the coverage. Steve Glover, over 100 games to the Mountaineers. Steve, can the men get their first win of the season tonight?
Yeah, definitely be a game that they would have pinpointed as a winnable game. I think that confidence they would have taken from Mackay, like as we saw last home game 2 weeks ago, to be able to compete against them, is going to give them the confidence that they're able to push any team in this competition. So, well of experience on the court though for Logan. We see some NBL guys in Michael Cedar, Mitch Young, and they're surrounded by a couple of good imports. Tommy Amar's in there, a veteran of this league, Ryan Jeffries. So, well-rounded team, coached by Luke Cann, who's been around the QBL competition for a long time. So, it's going to be a great challenge for the Mountaineers, but one I'm definitely sure they are up to.
For Toowoomba, they've got sick of the side of a Cedar a few weeks ago from Mackay. His brother's in town this week as well. So, and like Chris Cedar was for Mackay, Michael Cedar is going to be a key player here.
Yeah, definitely. I remember a few years ago, trying to get out of my memories, but anyway,
about 50
years ago, he put him about 50 at the old Water Street Stadium. So
I remember.
He's got one of those guys that got the ability. No, I wouldn't have been guarding. I don't think anybody was guarding him by the looks of it. He did what he wanted. So, but he's one of those guys, if he gets hot, he will put on an absolute exhibition. Great to watch, very fluent player, just one of those guys that seems to be doing it with consummate ease. So,
absolutely. So we'll go out to centre court. We'll pick up our on-court announcer, John Gilson, to introduce you to the players.
Thompson. 15, Zach Young. 21, Ben Lealofi. 22, Fraser Roberts. 24, the captain, Michael Cedar. 33, Brian Coleman. 41, Simon Taylor. 55, Thomas Amar. And the coach of this team is Luke Cann. And the assistant coach is Coleman Byrne. Ladies and gentlemen, now your team to be brought through the Toowoomba Cheerleaders Tunnel to Ranko Pasilic. Sponsored by Hellowell. 4, Jamie Bigo from Milko. 5, Ricardo Martin, Councillor Carol Taylor. 7, Cameron Webber, Homestyle Bake. 8, Joseph Johnson, Running Rebels. 9, Melat McCouch. 10, Abraham Yak. 11, Demetrius Perkins. 12, Jason Spurgeon, sponsored by White Label. 14, Will Mitchell, sponsored by Will Mitchell Constructions. 15, Joshua Ozagovich, sponsored by our patron Trevor Watts. And 21, Christo Wall, sponsored by Councillor Joe Ramia. Coach Danny Breen, assistant coach Harry Spencer and Trevor Grieve. And now we'll be standing for the national anthem. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. A big welcome down a cold Toowoomba night to the ITP the tax professionals game between Logan Thunder and Clive Berghofer Toowoomba Mountaineers. Don't forget at half-time.
So there we have it. So there's the two teams that have been read out and welcomed onto the court. Steve, key omission from Toowoomba. We see suited up in the street clothes, not in his uniform.
Yeah, Demetrius Perkins is that hamstring niggle that he's picked up against Maroochydore 3 weeks ago is just not quite ready, so we won't see him on court tonight. So same roster that we've got from the Mackay game, and I suppose that's the form line you take from these two teams. Mackay did, I think we got down by 6 points. The Mountaineers done. They went down and beat Logan the following day by 12. So I think that gives both teams a bit of a line of where they stand in this competition, and all things pointing towards a fairly competitive game tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. And look, Demetrius Perkins' omission obviously is a big one for Toowoomba, Steve, but he didn't play in that last game against Mackay. For the team, the confidence they took out of it, and I would suggest that even if he was 50-50 or so after the coaching staff were able to see what the team did without him last game, is they would have taken huge strides from that in confidence-wise, that they can get the job done, even with him on the sideline.
Yeah, definitely. So the belief in the rest of the guys, and what we saw is everyone stepped up there last game as well, so picked up a little bit of what they lost there and were able to contribute, so they didn't end up sort of making that a big factor in losing Demetrius for that game.
You mentioned in the pre-game we talked about Cedar. He's a key player for them as well, but a couple of other guys there as well that are going to be key players, or players that we need to watch here tonight out on the court. If Logan are to win, there's a few guys here you'd expect that are going to step up and play big.
Yeah, for sure, and it's going to be a tough challenge again. We saw the big step up against Mackay. Mitch Young, he's going to be a challenge inside for them. A wealth of experience in the NBL, and a traditional big who gets inside, plays in the block, uses his body well. So they're going to, the guys like your Will Mitchell, your all your bigs coming on are going to have to. Jason Spurgeon, they're going to have a challenge in there to match up with a guy who's not only got talent but also got a good mind and knows the sort of the mental side of the inside play as well.
And similar to what we said with the women, you commented last game, the men looked so good in transition. They looked so good when they pushed the ball. Is that something, again, that you think that you'd like to see Toowoomba do tonight here?
Yeah, they'll have to, especially Ricardo. Like in the open court, he's probably as quick as anybody you've seen. He can push the ball up there. Look for his shot. I think he needs to look for his shot a bit more, trying to get it going early. Going to the basket, get sort of to the foul line maybe and get some momentum going. But yeah, look to be aggressive. We saw that early on against Mackay. He'll need to come out like that as well. Ranko will look to control the tempo, get the rest of the team into it. Jason Spurgeon, as we see, is just gone from strength to strength this season. So this is going to be a matchup which he'll sort of save here. This will be a great sort of stepping stone and learning curve in his career, just this one game. So look forward to seeing his performance tonight.
So the two teams head out to centre court. So we see for the Mountaineers, Captain Cameron Webber is out on the floor. That man you were speaking about before, Jason Spurgeon's there as well. We have Ricardo Martin Ranko is out there as well, will run the point for the team also. And on the other side of the court we see Logan there out there with their captain, who is Michael Cedar, as we go up for the opening tip here for our BK Hire live stream of the men's QBL clash. Logan versus Toowoomba. Logan with first opportunity to get on the scoreboard. As they look to open the account, they go straight inside. Kick bounce to the outside, they go back again to that matchup inside.
Working the mismatch there. They got the switch in that offensive set. Mitch Young couldn't drag the foot there. Couldn't convert on the smaller Abraham Yak, who did a good job in there. Didn't let Mitch Young push him around.
So Abraham Yak there getting the start here as well for Toowoomba. I think he's been good. He's added quite a lot to this lineup since he's been in action.
Yeah, he has been. Him and Malad have both come in and performed a role for that Coach Danny's wanted to do, as Mitch Young goes straight by Spurgeon there for the easy bucket to open the account.
Shows that class you spoke about. So Ranko gets us underway here for Toowoomba, running the point. And the handoff here for Toowoomba, looking for a tough shot to get us underway. way. Looking for the foul call. There was Ricardo Martin. That wasn't to be. Logan back down the floor. Young in the keyway here. Kicks it back out to Cedar. Gets into the lane. Looks to turn back. Comes back. They see Cameron Webber going down, and he hasn't been able to get back past half.
Wobbly on the feet here, Cam Webber. I don't know whether he's taken a hit.
He grabbed the back of his head there as soon as we looked up there as well. So we'll see how he is. I didn't quite see what happened there, but he's certainly in a little bit of discomfort. He's pretty tough though.
Shake it off, give the quick rub and back on there. So
he's back into
the veteran.
The skipper, he had a good game last time too. We saw him a couple of weeks ago. So here we see Cedar using that size, experience.
Gets Yak in the air and draws the contact going up.
A lot of experience in that move, Steve.
It is so smooth and just controlled in what he did there too. Sort of Yak went for the, took the bait, got him in the air and then drew the contact. James Harden-esque.
A lot of experience for Cedar. Played at a higher level than this as well. He's been a very good NBL player in his day. And you see all of that experience at this level here for Logan. So early subs here. So Cameron Webber has come out of the game here. So a little bit of concern shown for him. So he'll just get a bit of attention there from the medical staff. And jumping in here now for the Mountaineers in the 9 jersey is Malat Makush. Comes into the game. Ricardo Martin here dodges around a double team. Gets to the rim. That one rims out. You saw the speed that he possesses there, as he talked about pre-game to get into the lane there.
Rashawn Simmons
running here. Martin finds himself down low. Just can't get one to trickle out there. So that
couple of good looks early on too there for Ricardo. Just can't find the net.
Martin, skies high there for the rebound. Toowoomba definitely looking to push the pressure. So Renko getting into the lane, little scoop layup, rims out. So Toowoomba yet to open their account. 2.5 minutes into the game, 4 plays 0. Cedar controlling proceedings here for Logan. Kicks it across to Sean Simmons, who now picks up the ball, now looking to move around the key here as we get down to 4 seconds here. So Simmons here, step back, 3, rims it out. A great rebound under the bucket there for Tomiyama. 6 plays 0. So Toowoomba looking to open their scoring account here. Ricardo Martin here looking sizing up here, likes the look of it. The jump shot is off. Cold start for him, cold start for Toowoomba.
Has been as Simon Taylor gets a bump on the penetration there. Yeah, it has been. There's a couple of good looks Ricardo hadn't been able to convert the little finger roll layups, but similar as what we saw with Ranko there as well.
So skip pass across here. So in front of us, sizes that one up, levels that one, rips out.
Flip side, Logan have had a couple that have flirted with the ring but haven't been able to drop as well. As the Yak pops one up.
Still yet to open the account yet. Toowoomba, Cedar in rhythm. That one bounces off those, as we talk about, those typically hard rims that we have here at USQ. No love there for the shooter. So Renko here on the 2 jersey getting us into the set for Toowoomba. Spurgeon on the block. Off his foot.
Needs to be more confident, more aggressive on that, Spurgeon. He's just sort of going through the motions, and you just can't do that against guys like Mitch Young.
Mitch Young adds another 2 there. 8-0. We've played 4 minutes. Just over 4 minutes. Renko gets Toowoomba on the board. Nice little pull-up jump shot there. Create a little bit of space for himself. and connected. So Toowoomba's on the board. 8 plays 2. So Logan here moving the ball around.
Grab on the arm there from Ricardo Martin. Trying to get up in the lanes, make something happen. First substitute comes in for Logan.
Now see for Toowoomba. Will Mitchell gets some minutes in here as well. He was very good a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he was very good, and I think Danny just saw he was a bit tentative there, Spurgeon, so he's making a change there to get Will to get in there and bash some bodies with Mitch Young there early on in the piece.
So we've got Logan here just connecting on another bucket here. Will Mitchell, the man talking about, gets a rebound, so we're off and racing in with Toowoomba. So that drops a 3 there. It's on the board. So 8 plays 5. Now we've got a special guest that's joined us here, Anita Brown. So you regained your energy after that. It was a huge game from you tonight, Stephen. I spoke about a phenomenal individual performance from yourself, 32 odd points, and as well as a number of rebounds, assists, steals that went with it. Unfortunately, didn't get the W. But first, from a personal point of view, you must have been very happy with what you were able to do for your team tonight.
Yeah, I was happy to get out there and play hard for the team. Still wanted to get a win, though, honestly. But, I felt good. My shot felt good going into the game. Afterwards, there was a couple shots I probably could have passed up on, but I just wanted to win. So I knew we had an opportunity, and if I went out there and shot the ball with confidence, I knew my team would follow my lead.
Third quarter was exceptional from your team, the way you were able to perform, coming back into that game. You must have been pleased to know that, well, this is what our team is capable of, what you saw there in that third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. But, we see spurts of it all the time. In practice, we go hard. I think we picked up our intensity lately. And in the third quarter, we just trusted each other. We just got shots. We shot the ball with confidence and just pushed it, played good defense. And once we're able to put that together for 4 quarters, I think we'll be really good.
We saw your aggression in getting to those parts of the court to be able to pull up jump shots. Was that something that you focused on sort of on the week off and coming into this game?
Yeah, definitely. In practice, we've been playing a lot of one-on-one. My coach has been encouraging me to take my mid-range jump shot, and that's always been my most comfortable shot in the game. So once I knew what kind of defense they play on ball screens, I knew going into this game I'll have to be aggressive with that.
And you're back up tomorrow too. So where are you off to there?
I would play Ipswich.
So on the road tomorrow. So how's the body? You're resting up now. We're getting ready to go again tomorrow and go at it again.
I'm still kind of young. I'm 24, so I think I'll be all right. Be able to get back after it. And we haven't played a game in like 2 weeks, so I really have no excuse. I'll be able to go out there if my team needs me to put up big minutes and play aggressive full court defense. Then I'm willing to do that.
But physically, how taxing is it on you? You're playing a lot of minutes, and as Steve and I mentioned in the commentary, it's not just with the ball, off the ball, defensively. You're in the game all of the time. You're spending a lot of energy out there. So how tough is that? How taxing is that on the body?
Yeah, it's just about taking care of my body. Off the court, making sure I'm getting the right amount of sleep and what I'm putting into my body, and then just making sure I stretch, rehab. If something is bothering me, taking care of that as soon as it happens. And to me, I feel like it's a mental thing. Like if I'm tired, I know I can dig deep and go a little bit more. And if I empty the tank, like Cape says, and just let them know and take a quick break.
Speak of that mental side of things there as well. Putting yourselves in the positions there where you're in that position where the whips are cracking to win the games, the mental edge to now be able to lift and convert those tight situations into wins, is that sort of the next step you guys will be focusing on?
Yeah, definitely. I think we talk about it all the time. Like we can't be content with just being in the game. Like we're going out there to win. Everything we do is to win the game. So like I said, we're getting closer, and I think it's starting to become apparent that we are a good team. We have a lot of pieces, and we're starting to gel. We're starting to learn each other, and I think once we actually just find that missing piece, and whatever we are missing, if it's a little bit more aggression, if it's people getting more shots, then we'll be good. We'll start winning some games.
Do you feel definitely as a team, though, you're gaining that respect around the league? Like, I'm sure a Mackay and a Logan the last few weeks have come away from here knowing they were in a ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I hope so. I think we go out there and we play. We're not just showing up. We're here to compete and we're here to win the game. And it's not just going to be a cakewalk. That's how I feel. I think that's how everybody on our team feels. We are very confident in ourselves, and I feel like if we go out there and play to our potential, teams have to respect us.
Steve spoke a lot in the last few weeks about having some of those other players stepping up and contributing for you. I think we saw all that tonight. Crystal Watson gave some great minutes off the bench. Desmond and Dickerson, as we talked about, did a lot of the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but her defence, particularly pressuring the ball up the floor and things like that. But you had some good contributions from some other players tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and that all stems from practice. I think with Kirby going down 2 weeks ago, that hurt. We definitely miss her out there, but it allowed other people in practice to step up and become more confident, become more comfortable with shooting the ball and playing aggressive and knowing that there are more minutes to earn. So I think I'm confident with anybody that comes in. Like, we have so much talent, and even the people that are on the bench for a lot of the game, when they come in, everybody is contributing, and we saw that on the stat sheet with our plus minus today.
How have you found your first foray into QBL? So you're 5-6 games into it now. How have you found it?
It's pretty physical. I think it's a little more physical than it was in WA, but I'm adjusting to it. I like it. The speed is good, but it's good competition. Every time we go out there and play, we're playing against good players. There's not any team that we show up and there are bad players that are beating us. There are good players making good plays, good moves, and I feel like if I don't show up with my A game and switched on, then it'll be a rough night for me.
And Christina King stepped up to the plate tonight. She seems to be getting more comfortable as each week goes on.
Yeah.
To have someone like her as an inside presence for you to work with, how good's that combination going for you?
Oh, I love playing with Christina. She's so good. Like, the thing with her, I just want her to, be more confident, be more aggressive with the ball. Like, because I feel like in this league, there's not a lot of people that can stay in front of her. As soon as she gets the ball and faces up to the rim, she can score at will. So I tell her all the time, just, be confident in your shot, be aggressive, go out there and score the ball. Like, once you get it, you don't even need to look unless they're, but she's a good passer. She makes good decisions. But once she gets it, she doesn't even need to look to pass the ball. She can score it.
Talked about in the game, she's got terrific footwork for a big.
Yeah, definitely. And she can jump, she can shoot the ball a little bit. Like, she's a good player. I love playing with Christina. I really do.
We were expecting her to potentially dunk that ball on the fast break.
Well, I saw her grab the rim today, and she could palm the ball, so I don't know why she doesn't dunk it.
We've got the men's game that's underway now, so obviously you're hoping that the men can get a win here as well tonight. Similar sort of transition for the men, where they've been in, similar to you guys, have been in so many games, just haven't been able to get over that hump.
Yeah, I think, same thing with them. They look good. Like, when they look good, they look really good. And then I think it's just a couple of ebbs and flows every week that gets them. But, hopefully they can pull it out. They're a good team. They deserve to get a win.
So they're playing up against Logan with us. So you may as well stay with us for the last minute 48 or so of this particular quarter. So we see Toowoomba down by 16 to 11 at the moment. So we'll see when they get to the bucket. They're going to get a couple of free throws here. How are you finding the Toowoomba cold?
It kind of snuck up on me. When I was home, I looked up Queensland and it said it would be warm
Sunshine
all year.
State.
Yeah, so I left all my cold clothes at home. So I might have to go get some more hoodies and long sleeve shirts.
You looked at the wrong part of Queensland then if you thought it's not cold. So you're on top of the mountain here. It'll be nice and fresh. But no, we had a nice little cold snap. So winter came early for you. So you'll have to. So that's a little adjustment for you as well.
Well, I brought a lot of short shorts and t-shirts. So it's all right. It's not too bad. There are some days it's really, really cold though, and I don't want to get out of bed.
You understand it's only going to get colder, right?
Don't say that.
Winter only started today. So, and how are you finding Toowoomba?
Oh, I like Toowoomba. I love it. It's I like the little city, but it's not too busy. The traffic isn't too bad. But I like it. I feel at home. I'm comfortable.
And away from the basketball court in Toowoomba, you're getting around and doing different things in the community?
Yeah, definitely. I went out to Gold Coast last week for our bye. I'm finding all the food spots in Toowoomba. Last night I went to Fat Burgers. That was pretty good.
How good's that place?
That was good. And Burger Urge.
Burger Urge, yes.
The old run by a veteran mountaineer, past player.
Yeah, Glenn Ryman there at Burger Urge. But if you go to Fat Burger, Yeah, I'm there every week. They know my order without having to say anything. They're good guys down there.
I got the chicken burger, and I made it hot. It was good, though.
James actually gets a burger and takes absolutely everything that tastes any good off it. So, yeah.
Oh, really? Just like burger and cheese?
Burger and a bit of cheese.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's why I love America. You go over to America and everything's plain. You just got to add everything to it. So I say, no, I don't want anything on there. I love America for that reason.
Make it taste as bland as possible.
Well, I like Australia. You guys put eggs on the burgers. That's pretty good.
Pineapple, beetroot.
No, I'm not trying that.
Jeez.
I like to keep it simple.
You haven't lived. You got to live.
I'll try pineapple. I don't know about beetroot.
Has anyone told, do you know anything about rugby league? Is that the big Queensland versus New South Wales? It's on Wednesday night. It's the biggest thing going.
We went out to the Broncos game a few weeks ago with John, Christina, and myself. Yeah, it was fun. It was good, but there was a guy like bleeding from his face. It's so physical. I can't believe you guys play that sport. I can't believe it.
Well, wait till you watch Wednesday night. It's the next of it. So, good to see that Mr. Gouldson's showing you the sights and showing you around the place.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He showed us a good Thai place. We went out to the game. And he's good. He's a good host. Well, we stay with him, so he makes sure he takes care of us.
Oh, you stay with him?
Yeah.
Up in the nice part of Toowoomba, up in Prince Henry?
Yeah, it's nice. Can't complain.
Around the corner from me.
Yeah.
I live up that way. Yeah, I know where you guys are then. Right.
Yeah.
So nice part of the world to be up there in Toowoomba. But no, great that you're enjoying your time here as well. So, but obviously you just want to see a bit more success on the court for the team.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like we're getting closer. I keep saying it, but I really believe that, and I'm so confident in our team. And I'm proud of the way we played tonight. We fought, and I know we'll continue to keep doing that.
So 16-13 we've got here at the moment in the men's game as we count down the last few seconds.
Follow there from Joe Johnson.
See Joe out there refereeing Tuesday, Wednesday night games in town. So we'll see the Thunder here will have the last possession of the quarter.
Nearly.
Almost.
Oh, now they definitely will. Mitch Young.
Drop in another two, so Toowoomba here will get their last opportunity. 18-15 at the moment. It's a tough shot, but it's all but dropped. Actually, you'd be able to answer a question for us. Steve and I were talking about this. Now, as a shooter, you find these rims, you don't get a lot of love? A lot of friendly rolls?
These might be the most unforgiving rims I've ever played on. But, it's all right. Just got to start shooting all net. That's what I told myself.
Can't be too bad. I think he shot at about 53% for the game, so you're one of the lucky ones tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of faith on my side because I told myself I have to be confident shooting on these rings. I have to. I can't let it deter me because they are very unforgiving. But these are our home court, so we use it as home court advantage.
Yeah, exactly right. So the big game is tomorrow. So you're back up there, and then you're back here again at home next week against the Gold Coast. So another home game again here next week. So looking to build on tonight, tomorrow, and next week.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely come out. Hopefully get a win in front of the home crowd for the first time next week. But get a win tomorrow. That's the goal.
Yeah, so head down there with Ipswich. That's another tough one for both the teams. The local derby, basically, isn't it? You know a bit about that?
It is a grudge match. I think it's the Karen Brunner Shield or trophy that they play for, the two teams every year as well. So that'll be the next edition of that. So as always, a bit of it is that grudge match. So that's a local derby. Great team. You love to beat them. Well, you love to beat anybody, but it's always that little bit more special when you go down and beat Ipswich.
So you played in a lot of big games of that over the years?
Played a few games against Ipswich. Yeah. Actually, back when Danny Breen was at the helm down there for a while at the Force or the Eagles, even they could have been back then. So. It's good. Loved it. Both teams have passionate supporter base as well, so to go down there, they'll have a good crowd. But hopefully, girls and the boys tomorrow, we go down and be able to silence those fans.
So that's all tomorrow. So all the best tomorrow. Look, as I said, it's been a massive night for you. We really appreciate you dropping in and giving us a bit of your time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
So there we go. So that she was phenomenal. Steve just said tonight as an amazing individual performance.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's as we said. Filled the whole stat line. So. one of the best performances we've seen over the last sort of 5-6 years from an individual. As she said, she was disappointed not to be able to convert that into a win, but if they can keep doing what they've been doing, the wins will come. They'll just be around the corner. So the wheel is turning there for the Lady Mountaineers.
18-15, Steve, we see here in the men's match. What did you make of the first quarter? Look, as just thought we had to have a chat to someone like Anita. We didn't get a chance to chat to her after the game, but great to catch up with her there. But what have you made of the first quarter? By the scoreboard, it's a close one.
Yeah, it is close, so they've sort of hung tough. Logan got out to a lead. Fairly low scoring there, so only 15-18 in the first quarter. Both teams seem to be getting some good looks, just haven't been able to put the ball in hole. Like I said, those tight rims that we just spoke to Anita about. But some good defence. Big Will Mitchell there gets his hand in the lane, deflects it off Mitch Young, so good effort plays there from Will. And that's what they need to do. They need to be able to compete against these guys. And then run in their offense. They need to get through their offense, get good looks, because they're not going to have someone who's going to come in and take over the game. So they need to everybody contribute, do their role in the offense, and that's what will get them some scores.
And Steve, another new face we see out there for the Mountaineers that I don't think probably saw any of the court in the last game. We saw Joe Johnson. He's out there early in in this particular game here, and giving his coach some good minutes. His number's been called, and again, probably what we've seen injury-wise, of course, there to the captain Cameron Webber's probably resulted in a little bit of a shuffle up here. But Joe's out there. Look, we know he's a outstanding shooter of the basketball, so he's one to watch. If he can get a few open looks, he can really light it up.
Yeah, certainly, and obviously he's impressed with his work throughout the week off. We would have had a couple of training sessions there. He's put in the work, and now he's been rewarded with some time on the court.
22 plays 15, so Ricardo Martin has the ball there on the 45, so a kick back here to Toowoomba, that man I speak of. Johnson in the corner, gets across Will Mitchell. He's another guy who's getting some good minutes. I thought he was really good against Mackay a couple of weeks ago, and obviously Coach Danny Breen thinks he can play a key role for the team. He's well and truly into that rotation.
Yeah, definitely. I think he just offers a bit more strength on the defensive side than what we saw from Jace Spurgeon early on. Mitch Young got inside, was able to sort of muscle him around a bit on offense and on defense as well. He was pushing him out wide in the low block as Johnson pings one up from long.
Looked good out of the hands.
Yeah, so Jace was just getting pushed around a little bit there by Mitch Young. Will's come on to try and bang bodies and negate that a little bit.
That one short corner here. Cedar at the top, so we've got to call off the ball here.
Bumping on the cuts there, so they're not going to let him just stroll through and get it all his own way. They're going to make life difficult for him there. So
see first minutes out here tonight now as well. Christo Wall comes into the game. He was good in his debut.
He was
a few weeks back.
Gives them a guy, very aggressive too, not afraid to shoot the ball as Taylor gets off the back of the rim.
Good position in there from Young as well to ensure he's in the right spot for the rebound. Cedar lets that one fly. And nearly a steal there is Toowoomba.
Yeah, a bit out of control.
Drops to Ricardo Martin.
Nice finish there. Use the body work there to create a bit of space. And then that elevation he's got, able to get up quick too. So he's got that quick pop up and over and a good finish.
He shows some classy moves, doesn't he, Ricardo Martin? That was one example of that.
Yeah, you see those guys that are athletic, but they're just athletic and they're all over the place. He's able to control his body, which allows him to get those options in there where someone might take that body hit and they'll be sort of off balance, but he can control that body weight really well. And finish at the basket as we see Malat doing similar through their little Euro step to the floater.
22 plays 19, 6:48 to play here in the second. Logan v Toowoomba, our QBL live stream here from the Clive Berghofer USQ Recreation Centre.
Coleman operates inside.
And the Clive Berghofer Mountaineers in action tonight here, 24-19. They trail as they look to go coast to coast. Great outlet feed there from Cedar. Joe Johnson gets up, but ruled the basket interference there, or goaltending, so...
A bit late on that one, come off the backboard already, so once the ball's hit the backboard, it is out of play.
Timeout on the floor, so 26 plays 19. Some of the key stats looking here so far for the teams that we have. It is so out on the floor. Ricardo Martin has 6 points, Steve, for the Mountaineers. So Malat Makush has 5 on the opposition end. Mitch Young, that man we talked about, 10 points on the board, leads all scorers, 6 rebounds to go with that as well. So 10 and 6 at this early stage of the game. Michael Cedar there has added 4 as well, and they're the top scorers that we're looking at the moment. But Young is really having a big impact on this game, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, as you'd expect from Young, guy like Young, who's averaging sort of around that 20 points, 11 rebounds for the season. It's a good start, so he's nearly halfway there, and we've still got 6 minutes to play in the first half. Banging a body on him, just boxing him out in defence. The Mountaineers are probably going to have to do a little bit better job on that as well. I think they've been good defensively on him, though. He hasn't got too many easy looks. They've been contesting his shots. Players like that, they're going to make baskets, so you just got to make it as difficult as you can for them.
So we'll see what adjustments Toowoomba can make there, or can they slow down Mitch Young? So that's what we're going to find out here now. So the Mountaineers inbounding the ball, full court pressure being applied here as well. So the trap's working quite well here. So they've got Toowoomba in all sorts of drama here. Turnover on the floor. Then they turn it back over. Ricardo Martin shows that athleticism, gets to the bucket, goes up strong and one. Nice strong move there, Steve, from Ricardo Martin to get to the bucket.
Yeah, very strong. Went straight at the body of Mitch Young and just put him in the hurt locker there as he ascended his authority on the much bigger man, but the stronger Martin come out on top there.
26 plays 22. So we've got Mitch Young looking to respond. It's no good. Mountaineers rebound. Great work from Johnson there, putting his body on the line.
Good there from Simon Taylor, getting on the court, just had a foot out of bounds.
So Toowoomba maintaining possession here. Martin finds a little gap inside, drops the 2 down.
Fairly easy. I don't think Logan will be too happy with that defense. Straight off the inbound, right into the middle of the key for an easy pop. Tomiana from the top. Back of the rim, 2-point game here. Looking to push the ball.
Pressure.
Nice little drop. The yak to Cresto Wall, that'll tie it up. Luke Cairn wants to have a chat about it. Didn't like what he sees there in transition.
Again, pushing that tempo. They look good. They look very good.
We sound like a broken record, harp on it every game. They do look better when they get out and get those cheaper opportunities in the open court. When they have got in their half-court sets, it's where they had been stagnant. I think they've improved on that tonight. But then if they can push the ball, get those cheap baskets, it's a no-brainer, really, if they can do that. Build from there, and it stems from their defense. The defense has been pretty good. Joe Johnson, I think, has been really good coming in.
Yep.
Picking up some deflections there, being able to push the ball up the court as well.
Just had a couple of times there where we saw that Logan look to really push the pressure there defensively. They pressed up and they really forced the issue there and caused a few turnovers, so they had a little bit of success there. So would you expect them probably to continue with a little bit of that?
I think they will. I think a couple of the younger guys, Abraham Yak, Malat, they just tried to beat that pressure by dribbling up, where they're going to have to move the ball, get in the open spots, break that pressure, get it up the court. And that's where they might be able to get a few cheap passes if they can get through that first line of that increased defence that Logan are throwing at them, and they get it. That'll pull that back off them as well, and give them a bit more space in the back court.
And great signs here for Toowoomba. We see Cameron Brewer checks back into the game, so obviously everything okay there. And now we see a little bit of extended pressure here from Toowoomba in defence. Logan negate that pressure, get to the bucket. Again, offensive rebounds is something that's really hurting Toowoomba at the moment. So offensive rebounds is something they've been very, very, very active on the offensive rebounding side here, you'd have to say. So Logan, and again, that earns them another opportunity to go to the line. So leaves the first one short.
Long way, lucky to catch the front of the rim, that one there from Brian Coleman.
Coleman, the lefty.
A doppelganger from a former Mountaineers import.
Chad Wynn.
We had a few years ago. Might have probably 100 kilos less than Big Chad had.
Let's see what the Mountaineers can come up with here. 26-27, 1-point ball game. Martin has the ball right down there on the key. Sizes up. Stops a three-pointer in the corner there.
Gives him a little bit of footwork, seeing how the defender responded there with Rashawn Simmons. Happy to keep his hands down. It was a good shot, nice elevation, as we spoke about everything he does. But when you're able to get that sort of extra foot above your defender, you can make those shots that are going to be tough for anybody else.
Absolutely. There's one thing you talk about, Steve, in any sport that you can't teach, and that's speed. You're either fast or you're not. And when you see that the speed that Ricardo Martin's able to play the game, and then all of a sudden he does have that opportunity. Look, what do you do if you're defending him? You're happy to? Would they probably be happy to let him keep taking that jump shot?
I'd say they would be early on. They're going to make him make a couple of jump shots before they really try and stop that down, because he is so lethal off the dribble. As you said, his speed, being able to get to the basket in the open court, that's his real sort of go-to. So they're going to make him beat him by jump shots to start with, and if he starts making a few of them, I think they'll make some adjustments from there, but they'll be happy to sort of see him popping them up early on.
The man we speak of, Martin, he's off for a short stint on the bench. And we see checking back in Jason Spurgeon. There's the ball at the top of the key, kicks across to Weber into the corner there. Trying the same recipe that worked earlier for Ricardo Martin, but not on this occasion. Michael Cedar lines one up from deep. Look good from the second, left his hands.
Happy to give a bit of chat there, a bit of advice for his defender Malat. He's something along the lines of you might want to get a hand on that one.
Cameron Weber shuffling the feet, the call there before making that move. So 31-29, 3:42 to play here before the half. So low scoring affair here, particularly in this second quarter thus far. Or we'll see what they can come up with there. Fish Cedar in the corner, beautiful ball movement. Toowoomba does quite well there to control the rebound. Renko gets to the cup, 2 falls, and he'll go to the line looking to make it a 3-point play.
As you say, a low-scoring affair. Mountaineers averaging 76 points, so it's not too far off what they've been doing for this season. On the flip side, Logan come into this game averaging 100 points a game. So they're well below their productivity on what they've been doing in recent weeks, and it's probably, it has to be a testament to what the Mountaineers are doing defensive-wise, their effort on that end of the court.
So 31 plays, 31. Renko can't make it, but they fight hard. They might get an opportunity here to make it a 4-point play, basically, or 5. Now we see Cresto while working inside, drops the 2 inside. So good couple of possessions there for Toowoomba. 33 plays, 31.
Names don't mean much to Big Cresto there. He's happy to go, Mitch Young, whatever you've done, whatever career you've had in the NBL, happy to go straight at him and show that he's up to the task as well.
And you got to be like that, don't you? It's like,
yeah, for sure. Like, you can't be out there starstruck because you've seen someone run around on TV. You've got to go out there with the thought process that you can beat anybody in front of you. So
that you can run with them.
I'm sure that's what Cresto doesn't seem to be taken back by it anyway.
He's going strong in there, so let's see what he can come up with there. He sets a screen there for Malat, kicks across to Cameron Weber, gets that little floater into the lane. They work hard there, unfortunately, fighting over it, the boys, so Strong effort there for them on the offensive glass. Just an unfortunate case there where the two of them were from the same team. Ricardo Martin checks back in. I think that's probably a key addition into the lineup here, still with a few minutes to go, where you want to really see his control before the halftime interval. So they kick around here, Logan, as they get into their offensive movement. They shuffle the ball around the outside of the key. Cedar cuts into the lane and finds a cutter there in the middle of the lane and adds another 2 points there for the visitors. So 33 plays 33. Turnover there, so Logan, great pass down the lane. A foul call here.
There had a foul to give this quarter. That'll put both teams in a penalty. Don't mean call a timeout. Evaluate this last 2 minutes.
Important 2 minutes, Steve, when you look at the score, the way that it sits. I think in particular for Toowoomba, we've talked about very, very similar story to the women in terms of being able to control the game when it comes with runs. We've seen the Mountaineers last time where we were here a few weeks ago, third quarter, destroyed them. They weren't able to keep scoreboard pressure on their opposition. Tied game here, 2 minutes to go. I'm sure this timeout will be about Danny Breen having his side wanting to take momentum into the sheds.
For sure, and just being able to execute, get good shots, whether they go down or not. If you can make sure you're giving yourself the opportunity to get the best looks, that's what he'll want out of this last 2 minutes, and he'd love to be able to get in there with a lead at half time.
How are they going to get those good looks?
They haven't been going too bad. I think they've got to push the ball up the court. Ricardo Martin's going to be a focus of it as well.
Yep.
Guys like that, off his penetration though, guys, have just got to look to get to their open spots. Cam Webber's going to go down to that short corner three. Spurgeon's just got to get in there for the little handoffs if he does draw the help defense. Cresto Wall, same sort of things. You've just got to work off guys that are going to be able to create for the rest of you. Rako's the same. He'll like to penetrate the ball, try and get to the basket, and if he doesn't have something, doesn't have an option there to finish at the basket or get that little pop-up runner, then he needs someone to step into those spots and be able to hand off, and that would be ready to shoot as well, ready to go.
Okay, well, let's see how it unfolds. 2 minutes before we head to the halftime interval. Logan with the ball, tie score 33-33. Ricardo Martin rips down the rebound, and here come the Mountaineers looking to retake the lead. Martin steams towards the bucket. He believes he should have got a foul call there. Having a conversation with the referee down the court. Great pressure there from Cameron Webber. We see the shot there from Cedar.
Very flat on that shot there was from Cedar.
Yeah. Cresto Wall finds himself
smaller. Simon Taylor, he likes this matchup, Big Cresto.
Gets to the middle, nice running hook.
Don't know if it was a textbook post move, but it's got the job done nonetheless.
But I could tell from the tone in your voice, Steve, you thought, here's an opportunity where he thought, smaller man, I'm going to work.
Yeah, he put it into beast mode. He had the little Simon Taylor on his back, and he's happy to flex the muscles and assert his dominance over the smaller man.
Good bucket, an important bucket for his team. Great little beautiful handoff there. Cedar to Young. Finishes with the exclamation mark. So 35-35, under a minute to play. So Cameron Webber kicks across. Ranko from the corner. Great ball movement. 37 seconds to play here. So Logan looking to respond. Surprise.
Zone look here we've seen from both teams later in this third quarter. So
Cedar cuts to the bucket.
Good D from Wall.
Around the key.
Parked in there for a little bit too long there.
So Toowoomba with the last possession. 38 plays 35, 23 seconds to play. So what do you think Toowoomba will go to here, Steve? They just want to bucket the run down the clock for one.
Yeah, they'll be content. Just have to make sure that it is the last shot of the half. You're not going to give Logan an opportunity. Ranko, nice. There's dished off to Webber.
Cameron Webber, nice down the three.
They've got to be able to be ready to. Big Cresto's all pumped up here.
Michael Cedars not happy with the call, and I reckon he may have a little bit of a case, potentially.
Possibly. Luke Cairns there having a chat to referee.
The referee's having a yarn to them anyway.
Luke Patrick, again, a veteran referee of the QBL, but no, he was contented with the team's call on court, and that'll see us at the half-time. Good half for the Mountaineers, 6-point lead, so Danny Brady to be taking that for sure. He would be very happy with the scoreboard, but also the way the Mountaineers have gone about getting there as well.
Yeah, good finish, Steve, wasn't it? I mean, it was 30. We've gone from 35-35 to 41-35, so they've pretty much got the maximum they could get out of that last few minutes, and that 6 points could be pretty crucial. Let's look through some of the stats here and who did what for the teams. Cam Webber with 3 and a big vital 3 there at the end. Ricardo Martin with 14 points on the board, 5 rebounds to go with that as well to lead the Mountaineers in scoring. Renko Pasilic has 7 on the board there as well. Cresto Wall has 6. Will Mitchell's at a valuable 4 points there on 2 from 2 shooting. And Malat Makush with 7 off the bench there as well. So some key points there for Toowoomba. And flipping over to the other side of the page there, Michael Cedar has 7 for the Thunder, and Mitch Young has 12, but he also has 6 rebounds to go with that as well. So they're the key contributors there for the visitors. But Toowoomba, they'd be happy, Steve, going into the Sheds at this stage with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, for sure, and they've got that well-rounded contribution from everybody. Like we saw against Mackay, which kept them in the game. It's not going to be somebody doing it all for them. They're going to need everyone to put their hand up, and that's what they're getting. Shooting the ball at a good clip, so 45% from the field, 40% from 3. So they're respectable numbers there. And we've seen a good game, I think. So Logan have been good as well. It's not that they haven't turned up, not ready to play. Mountaineers have defended well. They've shot well, taken the right options. As we saw, Ranko previously might have looked at taking that last penetration all the way to the basket and forcing the issue there, but managed to kick it out and make that extra pass and get the best option out of those players.
Halftime probably came at the right time for the visitors, who talk about momentum. Toowoomba's on a little bit of a roll, so nothing quite halts momentum or a roll like the halftime hooter anyway.
No, exactly. It is that break time to go in and reassess. And the third quarter, it's often spoken about as the premiership quarter in the big games, so it's going to Mountaineers will want to come out and sort of pick up where they've left off in that first half.
So we are at the half, and just recapping earlier in the night, it was the Logan Thunder women defeating Toowoomba despite a Herculean performance from Mountaineers import Anita Brown. She put up over 30 points on a pretty good clip and had assists and rebounds to go along with it as well in a very dominant performance. But it was Logan who were able to withstand the hurricane that was Anita Brown, and they're able to claw out a win in the end by around 10 points. We go to the break at halftime here. The Mountaineers lead 41-35. So let's head up to centre court, pick up all of the halftime festivities. We'll be back for the second half.
That's his dad talking, or his uncle. Oh! Get yourself a bottle. All right. You're out. Get yourself a cap. Yeah, 2 left. It's sudden death out of you 2. Oh boy. Stay here, mate. You might get a chance. Oh, you got no chance. What's your name?
Mitchell.
Mitchell, come over here, Mitchell. There could be a lot of money in my wallet. It's renowned for having a lot of money in it. We're going to try and snatch the wallet, and if he can catch it before it hits the ground, he takes all the money that's in it. Can you pull it out of that back pocket? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel heavy, Mitchell? Doesn't. Righto. We all know this game. This is Snatch the Wallet. Tests the reflexes. Lindsay Weber can catch this every time. He knows how to catch money and keep it. Righto, Mitchell. Hands behind your back. Now, when I drop it, you've got to catch it before it hits the ground. You got the rules?
Yep.
If you catch it, you take the money out. Not the credit card. Just the money. Okay? Watch it. Ooh, now I'm not going to give him a second chance. Because last week I gave the girl a second chance and she caught it. And you know how much was in there? $35. Mitchell, get yourself a cap or a water bottle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to get the three-point line. Come down here, big fella. This is a big prize. Now, he needs a bit of support from the crowd. Whilst he comes down, this is the Gandep 50-50. And most of you know that we are, Hume Ridge Church has a group of volunteers doing a huge job of building an airport and a road in New Guinea. This is the 50-50. $55 goes to the winner. And I think the winner is the prize. I'll get it in a minute. I'll keep you in suspense. Right, which basket do you want to go to? This is Dwayne Mason, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Dwayne, I think you got a 2 for 1, didn't you?
10 for 1.
10 for 1. I know. He's going to try and score it. From this, now, if you step over the line before you shoot, no count. Stewie Bailey, you watching here? You're the referee's coach. You watch and see if he steps over the line before he shoots. If he does, no score even if it goes in. You got the idea? I know, no practice here. Righto, Mitch. When you're ready. I'll give you a round of applause. Great effort, Mitch. Come over here, mate. I've got a prize for you. This prize is a Mountaineer key ring that we've got to look after you. Mountaineer key ring, last one in captivity. Now I'm trying to get the winner of the 50-50. I think it's in this envelope.
Just about done, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding. That much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Let's go!
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Winter is coming. And so is tax time, so make sure you've got a plan before it's too late.
Toowoomba Together wants to break the silence by empowering our sporting clubs to join together and embed social change. Do we accept abusing players or officials? Not in our club.
Do we accept verbal, physical or mental abuse towards women, men or our kids? Not in our club.
Do we accept foul language? Not in our club.
Not in our club.
Not in our club.
University of Southern Queensland QBL Live Stream Series with the Clive Berghofer Toowoomba Mountaineers in action at the Cave. To call the game, please welcome the semi-pros.
Coverage here of this QBL clash. Toowoomba up against Logan. A couple of minutes out here from the second half. Big thank you to BK Hire. They are our live stream sponsor of this game, and our director from BK Hire, Blade Benny's with us. Blade, thanks for joining us. Tell us a bit about BK Hire.
BK Hire, we're a local company in Toowoomba, just work in the civil industry and conduct any sort of earthworks that we can do, be involved in.
And involved with the Mountaineers. Why did you decide you wanted to be involved with our local basketball superstars, the Toowoomba Mountaineers?
Just to be a part of something new. We sponsored last year, so it was sort of the first introduction to basketball to push it along. They do a lot of great things in the local community, so it's just our way of supporting the local community along with the Mountaineers.
So for your company, for what you do, being a part of the community is something that's really important to you guys?
Yeah, that's a big part. We've got a lot of locals that work for us within the company, sponsor a lot of the local teams in the junior sports, out of town as well, so actively involved in sort of the rural community, anything we can have a bit of fun with as well. There's always a bit of good fun.
How many staff have you got?
At the moment we've got about 130, so keeps us out of trouble, enough headaches, and pretty good to just be a part put back into the community.
So if people want to utilise the services that you guys have or get in touch with you, what's the best way they can go about it?
Oh, you can on the website. It's just www.bkhire.com.au. So just have a jump on there. I'm not real good at this, to tell you the truth, mate.
Most importantly, the Mountaineers tonight, can they get a win in our BK Hire live stream match?
It'd be great if they can. Hopefully they can hold on to it and hold the win they got and come home at the end nice and strong. So they've showed good potential halfway through, so let's hope they do.
Well, let's hope with your support and everyone else here they can get the job tonight. Thanks for dropping in and joining us. Thanks so much for supporting us. And as I said, it's great to have local companies want to be a part of what the Mountaineers here are doing locally. So thank you very much to you and your company for your support.
No worries. Thanks, James.
So thanks to Blade and Benny for joining us there from BK Hire. So BK Hire is, as we mentioned there, that's how to get in touch with the guys. So just search them there on the website. So family-owned and operated business since 2006. Head office here at Toowoomba is ideally located to service customers right throughout Queensland, delivering quality plant and equipment as well as earth-moving services to all areas of the private civil construction and mining industry. With operators and supervisors experience in the construction industry, BK Hire is committed to providing an earth-moving service that will help clients complete their earthworks on time. So thanks to BK Hire. And we're underway for the second half. And 44 plays at 37. Crucial time, Steve, for both sides, but particularly for the Mountaineers, when we know they have had a tendency of that lapse in the third quarter. That's something I'm sure Coach Danny Breen would have been very, very strong about in the halftime sheds.
Yes, definitely. They got the lead here, similar to last game against Mackay. They did let that lead slip in the third. Big turnaround we saw there. So that'll be one thing that he'll be wanting to plug. And hopefully they've learnt from last time. As Ricardo Martin, another tough, aggressive basket there. But just to keep doing what they're doing, the offense has been good. Keep that aggression, keep going to the hole, but look, making the smart options as well. Look for those. If you don't have the good option to finish at the basket, kick it out, get it to your shooters, make sure they can get into the game as well as Spurgeon.
A great defensive play there.
Puts his big boy pants on and sticks Brian Coleman out of the key.
Now Martin with it as Steve gets into the lane.
Nice Euro step too. That body control from there gets Mitch Young off balance and then slips around the other way.
Fantastic starting. It's exactly what I'm sure Coach Danny Brand wanted to see.
Change up into the 2-3, so this might be trying to limit Mitch Young's working room inside, but he's equal to the task there, gets that one to go.
So Toowoomba now back with it. Ricardo Martin's been very aggressive to start the third. Bit of a heat check that suggests that one there. That one rims out.
Settles for jump shot that time. Oh, Spurgeon!
Massive block. He's blocked that with his elbow just about, hasn't he? Cam Webber with a pull-up three. Does everything but drop in. They're going to get a second set. Spurgeon. Renko, so that one looks good. Drops the three.
Timeout. Luke Cairns seen enough.
Terrific start from Toowoomba, Steve. They've been on a roll. They'd be shooting near a 100% percentage just about, all but from the floor. They're landing from outside. Ricardo Martins set the tone here. He's been very, very aggressive to start the third.
They have been exactly what they needed to do. Obviously, they have learnt from what happened in Mackay. They come out sluggish after the big break there. They've come out now and they put 6 points straight on to really stretch that lead, get them to a 12-point buffer within 2 minutes. And you can see Logan now, they're starting to feel that pressure in the offensive end. They're forcing the ball a little bit, so they're going to have to make adjustments, slow down, control their tempo if they want to control this momentum that Toowoomba have got now and keep themselves in the game.
Some outstanding defensive plays as well is what has led to the offensive opportunities. Jason Spurgeon, the young man there, has had a couple of big blocks to kick us off here in the third as well, so that's another thing that needs that certainly hasn't gone unnoticed and given his team plenty of momentum.
He did. Happy to meet him at the rim coming across and gives it a big not in my house.
As we head back out now, so 7:55 to play in the third. 51 points on the board for Toowoomba, 39 here for the visitors. And this is where Toowoomba really needs to turn the screws, Steve. They're on top, but they need to make sure they stay on top, and they really need to keep, as I said, Logan, they're a little bit rattled at the moment. That's definitely the case here. They're scrapping for points, and they need to keep them down there. They're a team that we've seen, once they get their tails up, they can do a lot of damage. Nice move there, all the same.
Made him adjust his shot there too, so it's still good work from Spurgeon. He's still got the horrors coming through his head. Coleman of last time getting spat out, so did something different there. But that's a tough shot that he made there too.
Yeah, made a good bucket there. So under 9 seconds to go on the shot clock here. So there's a long three. Almost banks one home there. 10-point lead in favour of Toowoomba.
Nice finish with the non-preferred left there.
Coleman gets into the action there.
So he's trying to lift the boys. He's got the Logan team on his shoulders, trying to get something sparked there on their end of the court.
You see an increase in the volume of the crowd too. Cam Webber just can't get the roll there. A very familiar cut that you see from Cameron Webber, his pet play, I'd suggest.
Coleman, he's gone 7 straight points out of that timeout.
So he's the one that's got his team back into the contest now. So we'll see Toowoomba, can they come up with a steadying bucket here? Spurgeon inside, faces up to Young. Happy to go at him. Mitch Young though turns that one away.
Now one basket, so that timeout from Cairns done exactly as he would have wanted. They've been able to stem the flow for the Mountaineers and cut this lead back to 3.
We see a few
5,
changes. We see a few changes coming in now. Christo Wall checks back into the game for Spurgeon, and we also see checking in as well as Malat has come back into the fray as well. So we'll see if this can turn things around for Toowoomba or get them back on the train they were on earlier. And just like that, Steve, we go from 10 points to 2 points
in 2 minutes. So it got out that quick and now it's back that quick. So good adjustments from Logan on the offensive end especially.
Christo Wall's happy to have a tussle down there with Mitch Young.
Shuffles the feet though there a little. Too much from Cresto, getting a bit ambitious. That's one he's probably just tried to force the issue there a little bit too much. Doesn't have that move to get to the basket. He needs to kick it out, reset himself, get the ball back and go again.
So here's the hot man. He leaves that one short. Now the Mountaineers off and racing. They kick it down the floor. Great little hang in the air and finish. Abraham Yak. So we see the score back out there now. A 4-point lead for Toowoomba. 53 plays at 49. Here's Coleman. Out to Cedar. Does that one fly? Now Cam Webber It's Toowoomba back down.
Hey, Cresto, there he is.
Great pass. So Toowoomba respond to that little mini run from Logan, and they needed to, Steve, and they've done it well.
Yeah, they have, and now you see both teams have sort of settled into their offense. Had opportunities to make runs, and now we're getting a bit more sort of end-to-end, possession by possession. The chess game begins. Coleman short.
After peeling off a couple straight, Ricardo Martin dishes back. That one looked good. The second it left his hands.
Leaves the hand up in the cookie jar there too, Malat. Pretty happy. Trying to get this crowd going behind him.
He certainly has. There's certainly, you've heard the volume increase in this arena. So 58-49.
But that's a good steer. A little bit too easy. Cresto's got to try and muscle Young out. As soon as he gets a catch in that close to the rim, he's going to finish every time.
Cameron Webber, the top, drives, kicks off. Cresto Wild, great little dish off there from Webber. Good look from Wally, just at the top of the key. Feeds that one inside. That one hard off the back rim. 60-51, 3 minutes to go. Toowoomba would love to maintain a lead like this going into the fourth, I've no doubt.
That's a good finish from Sims.
Fantastic finish. So he'll go to the line here. So that's Simmons we see going to the line here. See if he can add the extra. 60 plays 54, 3 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Logan extending that full court pressure. Ooh, bullet pass from Ricardo Martin. Intercepted by the rim. Otherwise, Cresto Wild pretty much had an open bucket. Ooh, step back jumper there from Simmons. Falls into the hands of Cameron Webber, gets a nice outlet. Now Toowoomba though, so they reset. Ricardo Martin. Springy jump shot there, drops the 2 there. 62 plays 54.
Created that space with the dribble where he has been going to the basket. Now they're sort of trying to overplay him on that drive, and it's giving him the space to pull up for that little 20-foot jumper. Hot to handle there from the lap.
So 62 plays 54. Kick out to Cedar. He was overdue, you'd have to say.
Yeah, they've all been good looks that he's getting, and more than
a player of his calibre,
they're going to start to drop if you give him wide open looks. So they need to probably identify those shooters in transition and make sure they do at least carry a hand and get some sort of pressure on those jumpers.
Confident 3 from Abraham Yak. The team is playing with a lot of confidence out here at the moment. They're shooting the ball with great confidence, great freedom as well, I'd have to add. Cedar, beautiful little move there. Classy play there from Michael Cedar. Create that little bit of space for him, a little fadeaway there. Got to a spot there where he's confident he can make the jump shot, and he did. He gets a big bucket for his team. You can tell right at this point in time he knows that his team needs to stay in the fight, and they just need to keep scoreboard pressure there. That one's going to run off short. Full-on collision here, so we've got a foot race here now. Outstanding defensive pressure there from Ricardo Martin. You can see he's pretty pumped up about it as well. That's what you like to see, Steve, from your star players. He didn't give up on the play. Raced back hard and was there when what probably for most players would have ended up being essentially a fast break open layup. Martin's got back there and almost one possession back for his team.
He has done there, and he hasn't just gone through and flown through the air trying to sneak a block somehow. He's got back, got good body position, got in front of the players, made him make a decision, and as it turns out, they weren't able to get a score on that possession, so it's a big play. Webber from the baseline.
3 points.
The baseline bandit loves those short threes down in the corner.
Big shot. He's been known to hit a big shot in this arena, Cameron Webber. And he didn't hesitate there, and he knocked that one down. So now Michael Cedar sees an opportunity. Tough move, gets to the bucket.
Good finish. You start to see him assert his dominance or his authority into this game in the third quarter.
Good play.
Yeah, that's just good play, and that's pretty well defended by Toowoomba too. You can't do too much more than that. That's a class.
He came in.
Tough bucket.
He earned the contact and was strong enough to be able to finish it at the hoop for sure. So, see if he can make it 3. That one all but drops. Toowoomba fights hard here for possession, and they're off and running again.
Ooh, late call there from
Ricardo Martin there, just
foul to give here for the Mountaineers. Be interesting to see if they use that or just let it play out. Backcourt violation. That's 2 of those there for Logan, the same. They've caught it in the front court.
So we got any, is there any, we'll see if there's any time to be added.
I think there will be, because 1.6 we had on that play, and it was sort of a catch and a call straight away, so I don't think there'll be too much ticked off. Give a chance for a catch and shoot here. One of the last second plays, which will probably get drawn up every now and then at the training sessions to see if you're ever in this situation. 1.5 they get back on the clock, so enough time for a catch and shoot, maybe a lob to the rim.
Really a foul in that play too, almost.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of acting there from Ricardo Martin. Well defended from Simon Taylor. Just got a hand up in the shot. So
great quarter, Steve. We said something similar about the women in their particular match. So welcome back to our Facebook viewers. Had a few little technical difficulties. Great to have you back with us here. 68 plays 61. Terrific third quarter for Toowoomba, Steve. Exactly what Coach Danny Breen would have wanted. Exactly the opposite to what we saw from them a few weeks ago. They're in this contest and they're right in it.
Oh, for sure, 7-point lead. They won that quarter 27-26, so would have come out. It was imperative that they didn't have a repeat of what we saw against Mackay. They had to come out, compete on every possession, and that's what they need to do now. They just got to go end for end with Logan. Keep their defense where it is, keep getting good options. They're getting good looks on offense, so if we can see much of the same, it's going to put them in good stead to hopefully get over the line with their noses in front.
They've pushed the pressure both in offense and defense, and they've had some success there. So we do expect that it's again going to be up the tempo in both facets, both ends of the floor, with ball, without the ball, that they're going to really be up and in it, and it's going to be about applying that pressure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. The pressures, they do look better, and their running game, their transition comes from that defense when they generate the intensity out of that, pushes up the floor. They look a lot better. So it's a no-brainer. It sounds like a broken record, harp on and on about it, but that's just what they need to do. Give themselves the best opportunity to finish in front.
Now they've got a couple of big game players here, Logan. We've spoken about Cedar, we've spoken about Young, but they're the guys you think that have that big game experience. They'll understand. They won't be panicking. That's one thing, two players like that, with the level they've played at, games they've been involved in, they won't be panicked in any way, shape or form, and they'll know what they need to do to get their team back in this.
Yeah, an interesting squad roster that's come out on the court for Logan too. I think they might be looking to increase the defensive pressure, going a bit smaller. There's a nice shot from the lap.
He's been exceptional.
Incredible. Yeah, it comes on. And they've just got their jobs to do, and they're doing what they need to do, given their tasks from Coach Danny Breen, and they're stepping up to the plate and doing what they got to do for the betterment of the team.
And again, that up and in defence. There's nothing easy coming here.
Better from Cresto Wall that time. You see Mitch Young got a catch, but he's 2 steps outside of the keyway.
Offensive rebounding here, hurting Toowoomba. Can't win it though.
Oh, it's unsportsmanlike there, the open court.
Is that a of frustration fell from a player like Michael Cedar, like to give one up like that?
Yeah, I think so. In the past, that's going to be a normal foul, but now they're really harping down on open court and just trying to stop those fast breaks by fouling, and as we see there from Cedar. Nothing much, no malicious or anything like that, just the situation that the game is ruled on these days.
Webber makes the first. So 10-point game, 71. Play 61. Makes the second. 72-61 and possession. And possession here, so we'll see what Toowoomba can come up with here.
Good little pass there from Yak, just
went through the hands of Malat. If he could have hung on to it, he's probably had an open layup there. But 16 points, 6 of 11 shooting, Steve, for him coming off the bench. 4 of 6 from 2. He's dropped a couple of threes there as well. He's been a real spark off the bench.
Yeah, sure has been. Given that contribution when the starters have sat down, he's come on. And so 16 points, 22 minutes. It's great input there from Malat.
Great little drive.
Jeffries, another veteran of the QBL, Ryan Jeffries, getting to the basket as well. So the older heads starting to stand up for Logan when they're needed.
So we'll see what's Toowoomba.
Yeah, little two hands in the back there from Rashawn Simmons.
He liked the matchup, Ricardo Martin.
He does. He's going to back himself every day of the week against there. So even though he is pretty undersized for an inside player, that athleticism and that spring in his jump sort of gets him a bit of an advantage, especially when he's matched up on someone of similar size.
They go back there, but he's got a different matchup this time. And equal to the task.
He's happy to face up to the basket there and pop one in the eye of Mitch Young.
So 74-63. Young gets the ball back. They come from the double team there. That leaves an open man out. Tough little jump shot in the lane there. It's a straight back to the end. So Simmons on rims out. Cameron Webber. He just wanted that one more than...
Did the hard work and then they throw it away there to Toowoomba.
Little things like that, Steve, where you've got them on the rack, and another 2-pointer there would have been very, very helpful.
Yeah, for sure, but you can't fault the intent on it, trying to push the ball up the court. So it's, while the turnover occurred, I think Danny was pretty happy to see they're still staying aggressive and trying to push the ball up.
Tell you what, has anyone ever got the old step meter on Coach Danny Breen in a game? And also the team out at USQ, I'm thinking they're going to have to redo that small section in front of the bench. He does plenty of pacing.
Very active, but still not a hair out of place for Coach Breen. He's a well-manicured, probably one of the best manicured coaches in the QBL.
You jealous? His hair's as well manicured as your beard. So we see the Mountaineers here, more importantly. Ricardo Martin gets to the line. So he'll step up to the foul line here, 74-65, 7:35 to go. Ricardo Martin, 22 points on the board for him tonight on 8 of 16 shooting. 1 of 3 from the three-point line. But he's got 8 rebounds to go with that as well. A couple of assists, a block.
First one rattles out there.
So he'll look now to extend that lead to double figures. Rattles one in. 75, play 65. We've got 7:32 to play. Coleman inside. Foul on the floor.
The Logan crowd getting a bit boisterous here behind us, trying to bit of advice there for the referees.
75-65, 7:24 to play here. Coleman a little out of control there. Regathers. Kick out here as well. A couple of seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to get a shot up. Mitch Young.
Touch and go there, right on the buzzer.
It's down. Count.
Benefit of the doubt.
Joe Johnson back into the game now as well, so another shooter on the floor for Toowoomba. Nice little pass there inside to Malat Makush. He couldn't rattle that one in. But they're the sort of buckets I'm sure Coach Andy Bean would like to see his team getting. And opposition, that's the sort of baskets he wouldn't want to see the opposition taking. Plenty of up and down action.
Yeah, you can see that Logan was a little bit of an awkward step
was
there.
Going down?
Simmons, yeah. But they're really trying to push the issue and lift the tempo, Logan, trying to get some transition baskets of their own now.
So we go to a timeout here. So 75 plays 67. Steve, this game very, very much up for grabs. We're getting down to crunch time. We're getting down to winning time. Both teams are in this game. Toowoomba, though, of course, with an 8-point advantage at the moment. What do they need to do here to turn this 8-point advantage with 6 to go into a winning one at full time?
Yeah, I think they just want to keep doing what they've been doing. They can't try and play it as protecting the lead.
Yep.
If they try to do that and go into their shells and keep it as an 8-point lead, that'll give Logan the opportunity. So they just need to keep being aggressive. They've got to have the mentality that they want to go out and win this game by 20. Keep pushing it that way. Make sure that defensive intensity stays up. Been really good. It's going to be some fireworks here. We've seen in the third quarter, like 8-point run can be eliminated by either team. In a matter of a minute and a half as well. So they can't rest on their laurels. Got to keep pushing the ball. Defense is what's going to win it for them if they can slow down Logan. They're going to have to, the veteran players, so Ryan Jeffries, your Cedars, you see Simon Taylor coming back in the game. Cedars going to have a sit. And Mitch Young, so the big go-to guys. There's plenty of guys on the court that have played a lot of big games that are able to win as we see some full court extended trap pressure from Logan. And they're going to have to get it over half court, and that's not what you would have liked to see.
So the
That's
extended
a poor
pressure.
turnover in the backcourt, and do the younger guards that Mountaineers have on the court. That's a nice look from Joe Johnson.
Beautiful pass. Great court vision. That's what you were talking about before, Steve. Take your time. Don't fret under the pressure of the trap, which they did in that first occasion, which netted a bucket straight away for Logan.
Exactly. They're going to... Yeah, great hands again from Johnson. The little handoff. And the finish from the Yak.
Joe Johnson is showing why the coach has called his number tonight, Steve. He's known as a shooter, but it hasn't been his shooting that we've seen be successful in these last few minutes.
It's an offensive
foul as well. That was beautiful defensively, and before a great vision for him to find that open man for that last bucket. So Joe Johnson coming up big when his number's called.
Well, golden boots Johnson, that's for sure.
Some massive plays here in the last few minutes for his coach. So Renko Psilogic's back into the game now. So Toowoomba easily negating the pressure this time.
I think that's a result of what we saw in the play before, where we had that turnover in the backcourt. So getting the
Johnson lets one fly.
Great Presto! He's doing it all. He's making the buckets. He's making the calls. He's giving a bit of animation. The crowd are loving it. They're on their feet up in the stands.
81-69. Christo Wall now looking to...
The MVP chant start for Big Christo Wall. The fan club.
I love it.
13-point margin for the Mountaineers. Oh, and he's just used the arm there to extend and clear away there, Coleman.
Again, great. You talked about it before, Steve, but again, to harp on it again, but the position he got himself into there, Ricardo Martin, as I said, he didn't just get back to try and go for a swat or anything that last play. He got himself back into a position where he was in front of his player and able to make a good defensive play. Did the same thing there.
Exactly, and you see that by pushing the ball, Logan are starting to get a bit flustered. They're needing to push issue, and they're having those mistakes, those mental lapses too in offense.
So let's see what the Mountaineers can come with there. 82-69, 5 to play. A long time in the game of basketball. The Toowoomba with a lead, and Presto, whoa!
Presto wheeling and dealing.
Adds
the
another
MVP
two.
chance
sir.
A little bunny hop, clear out.
And here they come. Johnson's dashing for the corner. Gets the lane, adds another 2. And the coaching staff of Logan have said, hang on a minute, let's talk this one over.
And exactly as we said, the option there would have been to pull the ball out in transition. You've got the lead, slow it up. But I love the aggression there from Lat to go to the hoop, get the basket, and extend that lead out to 17 with 4.5 to play.
The way they push the ball, they look fantastic, Stephen. As you said, they're not playing for shot clocks. I mean, they're playing like there isn't a shot clock, to be honest. If there's a shot there, if there's a chance to push the ball, they're pushing the ball, and they're getting the results.
Exactly, and it's worked for them the whole game. It's been what they look best doing, not just this game, but all year. So they've got to stick with it, go to what you know, go to what works, and back yourself to follow that game plan right through to the end.
Cresto, wow, what a performance of him off the bench. 13 points, 6 of 7.
6 of 7, 7 rebounds in there. So when you look up the form guide, you see Cresto Wall coming up, Mitch Young. You're probably going to back Mitch Young every other day. But Cresto's put his hand up. He's been great for the Mountaineers. And don't want to go off early, but they're in a great position leading into this last 4.5 minutes. But I think Danny would have, in that timeout, would have harped on, job's not done, you've got to come out. You can't even give these guys a sniff of opportunity coming into this last 3.
Well, let's see what adjustments both teams make, but in particular Logan, they're the ones they need to change the tempo here. They're trailing, they need buckets, they need stops. But again, as you said, and there's one of them straight up. They go straight to one of their studs. He delivers instantly. Full court pressure applied here as well. It's netted them some results in the past. It almost gets them the ball there. It's 86-71. Rankopes on it, rims one out there. They're off and racing here. Logan. Rims out.
Taylor backends it off the rim. Cresto on the follow, the Ranko miss.
Geez, up and down is what we're looking at here so far. So Mitch Young, Cedar. Again, credit to Joe Johnson. I think you'll find there Cedar had to slightly adjust his shot there at the end from the pressure that Johnson was able to provide. So Cresto Wally likes the matchup. He's keen to take Mitch Young. Goes to the step back. Mitch Young, though,
puts a hand in there
in this occasion. Sean Stevenson gets to the bucket. Looking for the call for the contact. So we're now.
Oh, bit going on here. Argy Bargy up the backcourt. Mitch Young gets called for the foul. It'll send him to the line. Malat Macau. I think we'll shoot him up. Who's 2 for 2 tonight.
And Key, I think I just see he may have. He's fouled out.
Mitch Young, so that's a silly foul too. You need to know that it was in 4 fouls. Commit a foul that far up the court when your team is going to rely on you that in this last 3 minutes. That's going to be a big miss for Logan.
But a lot of us, when we come down to that, we've spoken about it before, these guys that have played at a higher level, that have achieved at a higher level, but they've been frustrated tonight. They've been forced into frustration by the way that this Toowoomba team has played. As you mentioned, no names, no resumes. They're just whoever's in front of them. A couple of these guys here have basically said, I don't know who you are, I don't care who you are, I'm going at you, and they've done that, and they've come out on top at this point.
Yeah, they sure have, mate. They're the old 2 arms, 2 eyes and a heartbeat, so that's all they are in front. Doesn't really matter what you've done in the past, what you've done on paper and your resume, you could have been there, done that, but it counts tonight is what they do out on the court. So Mountaineers have actually had guys step up. Cresto Wall's phenomenal. He's, as you said, not put off by the fact that he's got Mitch Young in front of him. He's having to go at him and take up that challenge.
They've got to smell blood in the water now, and they've got to finish the job.
Yeah, for sure. Like if this one's one to get away, it'd be an absolute tragedy for the Mountaineers from here on. But in saying that, there's still 3 minutes to play. That's plenty of possessions. Guys like Cedar can turn that around in no time.
So Milat drops the first, 87-73. So hush goes over the crowd. Drops the second. So let's see what Logan can muster here. They need buckets and they need them quickly. Great defence.
Out of control play. I think that's the option that Logan would have been wanting.
So they apply the full court pressure. They get the ball up the floor. So Ranko Psilicic operating.
Opted for the no-look option there. He might have needed to have a little bow peep to see where the wingman was.
88-73, 2:38 to play. Toowoomba on the verge of their first win of the season. If they can maintain what they're doing at the moment, they're off and racing now. Christo Wall, I'll tell you where I reckon this is going. It's going up.
Big Presto in there, flexing his muscles in the keyway. And Ricardo Martin putting his body on the line, getting horizontal, trying to get the steal.
Again, as we said, Steve, it's worked for them all night. That's probably in a situation here where you'd say they might pull it out and slow it up, but he went straight at the bucket. He got the 2 points. And they're running again. You'd swear Toowoomba was the team trailing, needing the quick baskets.
They'll pull it out, get a set, try and wind down a bit of the clock now. They couldn't get that fast break option.
So Milat Lukuc, which has been crucial in this run for Toowoomba. They look inside to another man who's been massive in the run. And Christo Wall.
And don't know, we might have seen the white flag being waved here by Luke Can, taking a couple of his studs out of the game in Simmons and Cedar, so that might be curtains.
Inside
Logan,
another 2.
Minute and a half for the Mountaineers to enjoy this and get the crowd on their feet right behind them.
Steve, it would be their first win of the season. I think. So we'll see the call there. See which way the referee called that. But Steve, it'll be their first win of the season, and I think Coach Danny Breen and his staff there and the team, very well deserved first win of the season. Again, they're going to do it without Demetrius Perkins, one of their key players. So it's a big win for them.
Yeah, very much so. And it's just, you've seen week to week, they've been able to build on what they've done previously. So, and that's all you can ask, because it's a very young roster. It's a young team, just come together. A lot of changes from what we've seen over the previous years with the Mountaineers, with the squad. And Ricardo gets up. And it might be, that's a tough little finish there. Cops the body. He was hungry, he smelled blood in the water. He wanted to get another squash against the board. But yeah, they've been able to build on it week to week, do that in this young program. Danny is a very meticulous coach, looks on things that they can improve on week to week, what they did right, what they did wrong, doing those things, proving what they haven't. So we can start to see that all these pieces are coming together, and they're definitely improving from where they were first game of the year to where they are now. It's sort of light years apart.
Now that lead is close enough to 20 as you like, so 94 plays, 75.
Oh, Cresto, I reckon he might go the whole way. Oh!
No hesitation.
Get a bit excited there, Cresto, but I suppose he's got the opportunity to have a go in there. I reckon we might have seen the pearly white smile of Cresto light up the stadium if he could have got that one to go.
And again, as you've talked about, effort. Look at the effort, like here. There's they are fighting like they're fighting as if they are the ones that are trailing.
Probably not his best effort there, Cresto. Cresto bringing the ball up while Ranko's down the other end running the lane. I don't know if Cresto's point guard duties will last very long.
So Arenco Facilities will get us up over half court. We're counting down the last minute, 43 odd seconds remaining on the clock.
There, oh, wow.
Arenco Facilities drops another 2. 96-79, 30 seconds to play here. There's Logan out of 3.
A little consolation there for Simon Taylor.
So the foul called there. Visitors in the team foul zone as well. Little mascot's pretty happy with the day's work or the night's work for the Mountaineers as well.
What is he, a Mountaineer Smurf? I see he's got the blue face going on.
Yeah, don't know. The goggles?
Yeah. So you've done a bit of hiking there. I went on tabletop this morning and got the picks out, the ropes and carabiners. And
doesn't he do a good job?
He does. He gets his crowd wound up.
Where's our camera crew? Can they get a shot of our mascot on the sideline here? He does as much pacing as Daddy Breen. Tell you who else is excited. Look at Johnny Goulton. He's up and about. He's ready to go. So there we have another one that rims out. 12 seconds to go as we're counting it down here. I reckon Toowoomba will find a way to get a shot up here. Maybe not.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Cresto gets a hand off it,
And listen to the crowd. They're hearing it from the local crowd, and Steve, they deserve it. They deserve to hear the admiration of the crowd. They've been terrific tonight. Magnificent all-round team performance from the Mountaineers. The stars played well. The role players played well. Everyone played a role for the Mountaineers. Tonight, I think we might be about to head to centre court here. It'll be a very excited John Goulton's got a mic, so anything could happen here.
For the MVP, first of all, we'll get the draw of the raffles and prize in.
Three for 3.
What's the name on it? Scott's Cafe. Scott to the Cafe. You've got the prize. Okay, here we go now. This is the wonderful cheerleaders. Let's give them a round of applause. And the MVP for the men's game will be Barry Properties. Progressive Points. 2 points to Matt. 2 points to Pesco Well. And 1 point to Ricardo May. If you come third, we'll get the rest of next Saturday night against the Gold Coast. You want well, you can have him next week. Next game. How do you feel about that game?
Man, I feel great, man. It's finally good to get a win.
It's good to get a win. Give him a round of applause. There's your Toowoomba Sports Club voucher. And I'm going to add up, and you'll see next week in the program the Burnout Properties Progressive Points on the MVPs, big cash prize at the end of the season for the winning teams. Thank you, girls. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Great effort. Go and get changed now, girls. Eat your box of chips. Hey.
So there we have it. So there was the post-match interviews there with the one and only John Goulton. See if we can get any of the players in our post-match wrap-up. Seem to have lost all of our staff, our runners out there playing basketball. We'll see if we get him. He's busy.
Final siren's gone. Job's finished.
Job's finished. He's done. He's not working working for us anymore.
That was a great
No, but it's been a
terrific.
It was the sponsors.
Terrific game, Steve. A terrific result.
Benny Gilson just wants to get in the shot, mate.
Benny Gilson ducks through.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's play Benny Gilson in basketball on Tuesday night.
Listen up.
A grade. Yes, but phenomenal effort that. So they're on the board. Back it up again tomorrow. So they're down at Ipswich. Karen Brunner Shield tomorrow. So
looking good.
Big grudge match coming in. And what better way to build on momentum that they've taken today to go down to Ipswich and grab another win tomorrow.
What did they do tonight, Steve, that they haven't in the past too, that they haven't been able to get over the hump? What did they do tonight that allowed them to get over that hump? Not only did they get over the hump, they've won, and they've won convincingly here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we saw and we spoke about how when they push the ball and what they do, what works, they get great results, and they stayed with that. In the past, they might have gone away from that from a couple of minutes here and there, and had those lapses. So to be able to stick with that for the whole 40 minutes, that's the most complete game we've seen from them this season. And we saw the results. They were able to put 15 points there on a tough Logan outfit too. So they're sitting up there at 2-2. But a great way to tick off their first win of the season.
And Steve, look, before we introduce our guest, and people see sitting beside us, interesting stat to read here. Scored the most points in the fourth quarter. So every quarter they put more points on the board. That hasn't been the case in the last couple of weeks.
No, exactly. We always had that one quarter was a bit of a lull. And a credit to Danny and his coaching as well. They've obviously addressed issues that they've had previously, looked at ways to change that, make sure they don't happen again, and they've come out and executed that to a T. So it was a great result.
Mountaineers' leading scorer tonight was the man beside me, Ricardo Martin, with 25 as he gets some love from the crowd. Ricardo, how did that feel to get the first win of the season out of the way?
We use a phrase in America talking about get that monkey off your back, and we had a gorilla on our back, so it was good to get that thing off, man. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited. I just said in the hallway, don't want to get too ahead of myself, but we're going undefeated this weekend. So we're going to get the ball rolling. We get Demetrius back next week. We get Daniel back next week. Toowoomba's coming.
And to get that first one, to get that gorilla or that monkey off your back, did you kind of feel as though it's been a while coming? You've been in games that you feel you're probably looking back on them, you should have won, but you weren't able to get over the hump.
All five we lost. That's all I can tell you. We should have won all 5 of them, but you can't go back and replay them. You just got to go back and get ready for the next one, and that's what we've done time after time. So I mean, like I say, we're rolling. That's our thing. We're like, if you saw the excitement out there, I didn't even know I had that many points, but we're excited to see everybody else go out there and score and get it done. So get the ball rolling. That's what we got going on.
Having Demetrius out the last few weeks has been a pretty obvious thing that your aggression to the basket, trying to get in there and make plays, has been a lot more than what we saw early on the season. That's something that you've been focusing on with Demetrius out?
Yeah, you got to pick up the slack. Simple and plain. We come in here, we get paid to play, this and that, but this is my life. So, I got a guy who wants to be on the floor next to me, grinding his heart out, and he tries, but he couldn't get on the floor this week. So he looked at me, I looked at him, and said, we'll get it done for you. Then, we'll see you next week. And that's our biggest thing. So, my aggression has a lot to do with just getting it done. That was our thing before the game. I told the guys, I said, let's just get it done. Do what you got to do and get it done. So, yeah.
And everybody did put their hand up and take that slack with not having Demetrius there. Great contribution from everybody who hit the court. We saw Joe Johnson, who's been limited previous games of the season, come on. He's had a great game. Both ends of the court contributed, and guys are just performing their roles.
Yeah, and that's our thing. You got to be a star in your role. Everybody can't go out and get 50. Everybody can't go out and get 30 rebounds. Everybody can't go out and get 20 assists, but you can go get bits and pieces of it. So you piece your game together, you go out there and you take advantage of the time you got, and that's a good thing with our team. I don't know, I wasn't here last year, but I saw it was just a lot of give somebody the ball and get out of the way type thing, and we didn't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to play. I want to get out and run. That's what we want to do. So guys like JJ to get out and play, and Malat, and we call him Gucci. I don't even know what his name is on there, but we call him Gucci. But he got out there and he gave Mitch Younger on for his money. Him and young Jason. So what else can you ask for right now?
I'm assuming that's Cresto Wall.
Yeah. That's it. My fault.
Terrific play tonight. How good was he?
Yeah, Cresto. Me and Cresto go back and forth in training a lot, and it's exciting to see him come out here and do it and take care of business. So you'll see more of them. You'll see more of them. You'll see more of us. You'll see more dubs, and just keep it rolling from here.
Yes, well, great game tonight. Great to see Toowoomba on the board. Terrific performance from yourself leading the team to victory. I think they want you over in the huddle, so we better let you go. Thanks for dropping over and give us a couple minutes of your time.
Thanks, guys. Good job, buddy. See you.
So there you go. So Ricardo Martin joining us there. He was terrific tonight, his contribution to the team. But he really hit the nail on the head, didn't he, when he talked about guys have to be stars in their role. And
exactly, yep. And you see all the great teams in history of sport, the Brisbane Lions coming through there. They all base it around that model. You have your performance that you need to do as a person, how that's going to benefit the team, and you don't need to go outside of that and be the hero. You just need to do what you do well. When it all meshes together, that's when you get a good team, when they have that success. So exactly what Danny Breen's put in place over these first few weeks, and now we're just starting to see they're all gelling, they're looking more comfortable together, they're understanding how each other play as well. So great effort, a great performance tonight from the Mountaineers, and then the challenge is to back it up now, be consistent with it.
Steve, you're one better, so you played over 100 games at QBL, so you know what it takes to win at this level, you know how hard it is at this level, you know what sort of teams are out there. In your opinion, how successful can this Mountaineers team be?
Well, we've seen what they've done against Mackay last week where they could have got a win, and you can make an argument for them nearly being able to win every game this season, so it's going to be exciting. You've got Perkins to come back in, you've got Daniel Sims, I think, which we just heard might be in next week, so they're two massive talents that are going to come back in that team. It's going to be a challenge now for Danny Breen because he's had everybody put their hand up. Where do they slot back in?
Absolutely.
What happens to the guys that Yumalat, Abraham, Yak, those guys that have done fantastic jobs filling those holes, to be able to, these guys just aren't going to come back and knock them out now, so it's going to be another challenge for Danny to how he meshes them back into the system.
But as they always say, a good problem to have.
Oh, for sure, mate. Yeah, you'd love that headache, and that's what it's a good one to have for any sort of coach. Yeah, you'd rather how you're going to fit players in as to how you're going to get some players that are going to be able to win you a ball game.
So let's just look at a couple of those individual performances that were really good. Look, it's hard to find well, there wasn't a bad player on the court for the Mountaineers. Cameron Webber, look, you said the captain came in, he had 8 points. Whilst you could say it was only 8, the 8 that he scored, when he scored them, how he scored them, were big buckets.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what again, we speak about role players. Cam knows exactly what he's got to do for the betterment of the team, and he's going to get there, make those shots when he gets the opportunities, flare to the spots, and he'll get those open shots once the creators have gone and done what they did. So great from him. Abraham Yak was good in the starting role too, so he's come up with 10 points. Ricardo Martin again, probably a good case for him being the MVP, both ends of the court, but we're sharing that round with Malat, who was fantastic as well. So that's the thing. Like Big Wall come out there. Can't fault anybody who was on the court there tonight. Nobody didn't put in when they were there, and they just did what they needed to do. And as a result, I think they scored 98 points. So that's 20 points above what they've been doing for the season, and they've held Logan to 20 points less. So
Ranko Psilic was good too. He dropped 14 there, and he was a good steadying hand when they needed it. Look, even a guy like Will Mitchell, he was only out there for 7 minutes 50, but again, what he did in the 7 minutes 50 was that he was a star in his role, to use those words of Ricardo Martin.
For sure, he come on when Mitch Young was starting to roll early. He got a couple of buckets, was pushing around Jason Spurgeon a little bit. Will Mitchell's come out, used his body and his aggression to combat that, and that's stemmed the flow of what Mitch Young was doing early on. So he had his role, come out and performed it.
So as we said, and you add in a Demetrius Perkins, you add in a Daniel Sims to this team, and it's exciting with what could be. We'll be back next week when they play the Gold Coast, but first things first, they're down to Ipswich tomorrow to take on the Force.
Yeah, the Force, the Karen Brunner Shield, so one of the celebrated former players of the Mountaineers.
So Toowoomba successful in the men. They get that monkey off their back. Game 1 or win number 1 of the season's now in the books. In the women's match, it was the visitors, the Logan Thunder, that were successful. Big thanks to BK Hire, who were our live stream sponsor, to USQ, our live stream series sponsor. And make sure you join us on the semi-pros next Saturday morning. Might get a couple of the players in the studio as we back up again. So we'll be back
back next week. Toowoomba versus the Gold Coast, same place, same channel, same people.
Same time, and look forward to it. It'll be another cracking game.
Thanks for joining us for that coverage tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. Look forward to talking to you again next week.
Good night, Toowoomba.
Just about do, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding. Not much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Let's go!
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Winter is coming. And so is tax time, so make sure you've got a plan before it's too late.
Toowoomba Together wants to break the silence by empowering our sporting clubs to join together and embed social change. Do we accept abusing players or officials? Not in our club.
Do we accept verbal, physical or mental abuse towards women, men or our kids? Not in our club.
Do we accept foul language? Not in our club.
Not in our club.
Not in our club.